What's up, everybody? This is the most prepared podcast going.
Always.
I mean, we've got all the topics. Everybody's up to date. It's not like somebody was just like, "Hey, what are the topics again?" Right before we went live. Yeah, what are the topics? I don't even know. I don't know. What we do know is that lizards are in fact up north as well as down south. I can confirm.
And we also hold on. We also know that Banjo-Kazooie is cuter than.
Oh.
Yes, exactly. And I told you. I was gonna win that one. Banjo-Kazooie for the win.
There is no new Banjo-Kazooie game coming out anytime in the near future.
Hey,
but that wasn't the poll. The poll was who was cuter, ukulele or Banjo-Kazooie.
But I mean, come on, Banjo-Kazooie obviously was gonna win that all day. We got the governor, GKB. What's up? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man? Damn, we're already into introductions. We usually take like 10 minutes talking about something else.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? I'm ready to talk about these topics, man.
Yeah, like yesterday, you guys were doing a good. You guys were doing a really good show yesterday, but like YouTube wasn't cooperating with your.
Freaking retarded, bro.
Yeah,
what's going on?
It was like stopping and starting, and I was like, man, I had to watch it in 144p. It felt like playing Neo, you know? It was weird. She-Wolf, how's it going?
It's going. I don't know. Maybe it's going.
Wake up, She-Wolf.
Yeah.
I am awake. Why does everyone think I'm sleeping?
Get some coffee, snort some lines,
Actually,
do something.
I have hot chocolate. Wait, what?
Same stuff. I don't know. It's going to take a lot of blow to get through this particular podcast, I can tell you. Hell.
It's long.
Hammer! What's up, brother?
Not much. I'm actually reading through the topics again because I actually forgot them just a few minutes ago, and I'm also playing Fallout Shelter.
Oh yeah, that's Microsoft's big new game, guys. Come on. And we've got Dealer Gaming. What's up, bro?
Woo doggy, 9 teraflops boost mode. Let's do it.
120 frames per second.
Where are you from?
I'm from everywhere. God damn it.
He's from wherever those PlayStation fanboys are that talk like that.
You sound like one of those like really bad redneck Canadians that you would see like trying to like sell.
Why does it always go back to
moonshine.
Canadians?
I know. What's your deal?
I'm Canadian,
have
so I'm
against us
allowed.
Canadians?
I am Canadian though.
I mean, we're both Canadian.
So.
Oh. Are you really Canadian?
Fuck no, American.
I was waiting for that.
Like wow.
Yes,
That's hilarious.
Good to be on the best podcast on a Wednesday night.
On Wednesday night,
And depending on how much stuff Crapgamer remembers tonight, we'll know that he's had a bag of Starburst. So
Exactly.
Yeah, I haven't. You know what? It's getting better. Like no sugars and all that stuff. It's getting better. So hopefully I can remember, all the stuff that I'm supposed to. And I got like.
Don't let him fool you. He's still like over there in the corner every night, like scratching his arms. He's like, man, I need some Starburst.
Starburst, give me Starburst. It was like that at first. It's been a rough.
Like I'll even settle for Burst Star, the knockoff of Starburst. I do not care.
I find retweeting Starburst on Twitter actually helps that cravings. You know what I mean? I'm like, look at those, you gummy Starburst, everything. I was like, holy shit. Those
I never heard of a crackhead staring at a pile of crack helping him.
Yeah, it gets a little bit weird, but I want to talk about some things. We got a lot of stuff to cover. I wrote like this huge ass list. Yeah, some things. One of my favorite developers, Playground Games, opened a new studio right down the road.
Thank God.
They're the ones. Yes, they are the ones that make the Forza Horizon games. So those are like my favorite racing games. But don't fear, they're still going to be making Forza Horizon, obviously. In fact, this other studio is probably funded by Microsoft to, from the Forza Horizon money or whatever, because that's the only games they've done, to my knowledge. So, excuse me.
Wow.
Sorry.
He has so much to say.
Yeah, I do. So yeah, like they're making a new IP. And it's going to be not racing genre. So it's going to be a new IP, not racing genre. A lot of people are speculating that it might be multi-platform, but something tells me maybe they're going to have some kind of deal with Microsoft. I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me.
It should be like a fucking Candy Crush clone or something.
We've already heard that like it's not going to be an RP. Like, there's been already so many rumors crushed that it's not going to be an RPG. So it kind of leaves like not a whole lot open of what they're going to do, because I just mean their history of the games they have.
Open world action adventure.
So
game.
is this them? This is them forming another team, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, I was about to say, because they are a bunch of racing dudes. Like, that's kind of weird. So this is a whole new group of people making a new IP.
Yeah, they're hiring a bunch of people too. It's going to be like 200 devs when they're all.
So it's got to be a big game then. It's not anything small.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty decently sized. But if it's not an RPG, that kind of you can kind of lump RPG though into almost any kind of game nowadays.
Yeah,
that's true.
Even Forza Horizon 3 is an RPG technically.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you can really lump that onto almost any type of game nowadays, especially open world games. So that makes it tough to kind of decipher what it's going to be.
And
what
were you saying, She-Wolf?
I was going to say, my only thing, though, is why would people assume that they wouldn't do Forza? You know, especially the fact that it's one of the biggest franchises on Xbox. Why would you give up one of the biggest racing industries that would actually make you money? Like, that's my only thing. Like, why would people really...
It's the same people that thought boost mode actually boosted games that were already passed.
In case you guys didn't know, we're going to be going in on boost mode quite a bit today, but I wanted to wait.
I'll save that. I'll save it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You make a good point. Not only that, but that's their bread and butter. If you have something that's regular, yeah, you continue to do that, but the money that you make from that will enable you to do other things. So that's actually pretty smart on their part, and hopefully their good relationship with Microsoft continues to pay off, because I'm interested. They're good developers, so I'm very interested to see kind of what they come out with.
I was coming from the aspect of, like, you know, what if, like, they were talking to Microsoft and they're like, look, man, we've done for Forza Horizon for a while now. We want to do something different. And Microsoft's like, oh, hold on. Here's a whole bunch of money. Go open up a second studio. We still want you to make Forza. You guys think that's in the realm of possibilities?
I don't know. They said they were looking to open one.
Possibility, though.
Yeah, they said they were thinking about doing this for a while now. So I think that it just comes down to them having the money to do it finally. Like I said, having a steady gig can never be taken out of context. You know what I mean? Like, they've been doing the Horizon games. They're I think Microsoft's biggest, most consistent performer. Forza Horizon 1, Forza Horizon 2, and then Forza Horizon 3. They just they steadily get better.
Forza Horizon 3, it's just like, how can they do any goddamn better than that freaking game? Right?
Yeah, I don't know how much more they can add to Forza Horizon.
What else can they do?
Well, you know what? I can remember when Forza Horizon 2 came out, and it got really good reviews, but there was still a couple of those sites that gave it like a 2 or something, right? And some of them are like, it doesn't look next gen, they gave it like,
be there though, bro. It's not gonna change.
So, but you could just tell that, Playground Games was like, okay, we're gonna take all that into advisement, and then they're gonna come out with this really great games. And a couple sites still tried to tank that game, Forza Horizon 3, and couldn't do it. So I think that,
wouldn't that be interesting if they did a shooter?
That'd be
not really. There's so many of them already.
Well, no, I know there's so many, but just the fact of taking a car concept and actually turning it into
Forza Horizon with guns on the cars. So it's like,
play that, dude.
Hey, I thought
Vigilante 8, part 5.
I thought they could have done something like Driver. You know what I mean? Like drive around, but you can get out of the car or something along those lines. If you go back to the first Forza Horizon, they kind of had a story. You were this like guy, and then you go around, and there was like some kind of this story, and they kind of cut that out on the second and the third one. And I mean, I can understand why, but I kind of
your story synopsis was you're a guy and you kind of go around. That's why they cut it out, crap.
Yeah, dude. Well, the first Forza Horizon was years ago.
Cars and shit. I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember. I remember you had there was actual people that you had to race against, they had names, and you built yourself.
Totally had names, bro.
You guys
fucking crazy, bro.
Man, you're just going crazy now. People with that.
God, you're remembering too much shit with the Starburst.
But what's kind of funny though is when it comes down to it, after what the developers have said, there was an article that had come out saying that they're great at making racers, but now they want to prove that they can do something else. So obviously they are going to target a different style of genre instead of doing racers, which would be impressive.
Really need to come out and be like, I can do something else. I mean, they fucking make one of the greatest racing car games there around.
But that's
like,
what but that's what we know.
they have nothing to
for,
prove, though. I'm just saying they have nothing to prove, though. Is what I'm saying. They've done
I
it.
like this idea because you don't get it often, right? And that team that's making Forza, don't fret. They're still making Forza. They got another team like we just covered. So I think it's cool. More variety. And, it's going to have a relationship with Xbox, a partnership with Xbox. So
I mean, I think it's nothing but good news. I mean, obviously, new games are going to be better. What it is, it's still going to be an extra game on the roster that's of a sea of games that already existed. There's so many carbon copies basically out there right now.
I wonder if the characters are going to have any names or,
Yeah. Hey, I mean, they can, whatever they do, they should stay away from my synopsis. Like, hey, don't let that guy review our game.
If there's empty cars in it, there should be some races,
You guys want to know about the story of this new game, don't you? Well, there's a guy and these other people.
Face, and he uses that face to say things.
They drive around. It's a game with the story with faces and people. So but you know what? I'm looking forward to it. I think that it's cool because they're one of the more I think I think they're a developer that gets their product out on time. And I think that not enough developers do that. And I know there's a thing called rushing your game or whatever, and they do their fucking games like clockwork every 2 years. And I think that they haven't been bad. They're not loaded with bugs. They're not, you know what I mean? It's really well done. So a quality developer doing more games is always a good thing. And hopefully Microsoft, who has a really good relationship with them. In fact, I think they've only done Xbox games. So
that's what kind of makes things a little more interesting is the fact that Playground Games is pretty much hand in hand with Microsoft and Turn 10 Studios. So this could possibly likely be a first party exclusive game for Xbox, which then lands Xbox gamers more thrilled because we don't know we already know that they're amazing at racers, like we've all said. We know this, we know that, but now we can see what else they can do. And if it's an Xbox exclusive, it could be big.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they need more exclusives. And Phil Spencer considers second party, first party if they own, So I mean, like if he owns the IP, so you never know.
The coolest thing about this is if it is some kind of open world game, like some kind of somebody said GTA. Let's use that as an example. Well, all they got to do is use the licenses they've already got for Forza and the physics, and they'd have the best open world driving ever in a story based open world game. That'd be really
awesome.
That's a good point actually, because a lot of every open world game that has any sort of driving or anything in it so far, that's not just a racing game, has no licensed cars or anything similar.
Yeah, I mean that is a fucking great point because they have that shit on lockdown, and I think it's worth keeping an eye on, man. I'm very excited for it and looking forward to hearing what comes from that. Speaking of Grand Theft Auto 5, 75 million. Real quick, do you guys think that is due to how good the game is, or the lack of quality other games? Like, is this just a game that draws people in? Like, I mean, I know most people probably wouldn't attack that question like that, but damn, 75 million, that's fucking insane. And, like I have it on 360 and Xbox One. It's not my favorite game because there seems like I know this is a fucking stupid thing to complain about, but there's too much to do in the game.
I complain about it too.
It's like so much to do. You get sidetracked, and then the gamer score is so few and far between. It doesn't really keep me interested to keep going. Although I think it's a good game and fun. And then I've never even really stepped into the online part, but I hear that that's really addictive and people love that. So, I mean, what's your thoughts?
A lot of people got drawn into it because of the online part. I haven't really played anything on the online side either, so I can't really say too much on that personally. I think the game is good, but it's not the greatest open world game I've played.
Not even close.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even close, really. It's just, I think a lot of it just has to do with name recognition, and it takes Rockstar so damn long to get a game out that people are itching to play it. So that's the only thing you can really fall back on.
Go ahead, Dealer. Are you going to go?
That was a cough, bro.
Oh, okay. I don't want to cut you off or anything, man. I don't know. I think GTA is a good game. It's not one for me. I don't like playing those type of games, honestly. It's really hard for me to like stay focused and do a whole bunch of other things when there's just so much to do. I get kind of overwhelmed a little bit. But I think it's the name. I think it's Rockstar. I think the online's a big proponent of it. I also think like the huge mod support, on PC as well, is just making like crazy content that people just want to play. Yeah. It's another one of those like like streaming games too. You see on YouTube and Twitch and all them, like just people just doing crazy, stupid shit in that game, and that just keeps the community alive and vibrant, man. And that's what keeps pumping out.
Yeah,
the sales
not to
for that game.
mention also on the PC side, it sells a lot because it's a good benchmark.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, a lot of games on PC side
Yeah, you see them
sell
benchmark the
a
shit
lot
out
of
of it.
copies because they're good to benchmark systems.
Well,
I
they
mean,
made them wait long enough to get that game. Honestly, they were just like, hey, you gotta wait a long ass time, and then, we got the same version on the newer consoles as well. But actually, pretty impressive that they've done as well as they've done, considering they released it in 2013, and that's when the new consoles released as well. So that's kind of risky. But again, the install base for those consoles at the time were huge. Like you had like 90 million or so, or at that time I think it was something like 80 million each. Or roundabout. So,
well, I mean, look, they're probably
yeah.
getting some more sales now too from these from the Xbox One and PS4 versions because from what I've read, anyways, I believe they're shutting down a lot of the online parts for the previous gen.
They sold like 5 million on the Xbox One, not too long after the game hit. But it's important not to forget what that game was like in 2013, right? Isn't that when the game was it 2013 or 2012? I think it was 2013, right? When that game hit?
Yeah, 2013. Yeah.
I mean, that game, the online is really overrated in my opinion. I played through the story, played the online, don't like the online at all. It didn't seem anything like they advertised it to me, personally. But I also know they were really restricted by the technology and use there. But with the story, man, it's like, yeah, it was an entertaining story, but, after playing The Witcher and stuff and realizing what real side missions should be and stuff, that game really didn't have any side missions to speak of that measure up to anything that you really like. If you didn't do it, you felt like you really probably missed out if you found out about it afterwards, right? So that was kind of the downside. Like if the Gran Theft Auto 6, if I had to ask for a few things, it'd be more of RPG element in the character building, more real narrative driven side missions that are important and do kind of have an effect on the world, and maybe the ability to buy your own houses and treat them as your own, and like many other games, kind of adopt more from kind of the Witcher and Bethesda games,
Yeah, I think if anything that the Bethesda and CG Projekt Red have done that's been negative, it's just that their games have been so good that it's very easy to see flaws in other games now.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think it's like I said, I think it's a good thing for the industry that the game's doing so well. But overall, it's good that the game's done that well. But again, this game is still on the charts. Like
You
all
said
these years later,
76 million, right?
75 million. Yeah.
That's almost as much as the Wii U has sold amongst all of its games combined.
Well,
I think the Wii U sold 100 million, right? All of its games combined.
The crazy thing about it really is that this isn't even a game that's really had that many discounts either, right? Like, I mean, you go into stores, it's still like $40-$50 for a new physical copy, and even the digital copies haven't gone much below $30.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting. It's not my favorite game, but like I said, it's good for the industry. Now they've got obviously they're looking ahead to the Red Dead Redemption stuff coming out or whatever. I want to talk a little bit about PS4 Pro and its boost mode, beast mode activated.
120 frames per second, guaranteed.
120 frames per second. PlayStation 4 Pro does what Xbox don't. Beast mode. Beast mode. Woo! Crapgamer salty over it.
Did you see that Digital Foundry video, man? I swear it was like this crazy movie intro, beast mode, and it was just like, what the fuck are they doing? Like
that John dude, yeah, he's a dick writer.
Like, what the fuck?
He's the same guy that with the lisp.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, guys, I love the Xbox Scorpio.
Beast mode is great, guys.
Beast mode is great, guys. And the Xbox Scorpio, I think it's fair to say that it's going to have a Jaguar CPU just because there's a throwaway Comet in there. So, yeah, throwaway Comet in there. And just my own personal expertise, it's not going to be that much better than the PS4 Pro.
Oh man, I know we were all getting ridiculous comments with this boost mode dog shit, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't really pay attention
about it. You made a video about it, and that prompted me to make a video about it because people were bragging about boost mode, And
Oh, that's why I did it. I was like, fucking boost.
It's
mode, really?
ridiculous. And I literally tell these people 2 or 3 days before Sony released an actual statement on boost mode, expect 15 frames per second on average amongst these games. And it only works with games that have not previously been patched. It is not any kind of software update that increases efficiency on the console. It just unlocks, potential that's there on games that have been patched. Because, Sony locked that hardware off behind a patch, unlike Microsoft, right? Like Xbox One S, that extra 9 FPS you can get on Project Cars is there automatically. There's no patch required, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference. Except for PS4 Pro, obviously, is more substantial in its compute power, so it's going to have more gains under beast mode because half of that GPU is locked off for games that are actually patched for Pro. But like I said, it came out today that Digital Foundry confirmed the same fucking thing I said. It helps games run more stably at 30 and 60 FPS, and if a game has dynamic resolution, then that game will hopefully stay scaled more towards where it should be, right? It's really not what people were thinking it was, and it does not help games that have already been patched for PS4 Pro. People were telling me that Rainbow Six Siege, the 4K mode, which I later found out doesn't even exist because Ubisoft didn't support it with the Pro patch, runs at 85 FPS. And it turns out, no, there is no 4K mode because they patched the game, and that's why it runs at 85 FPS because of, it never got supported.
Well, the other thing I saw too was like people saying, "Oh, if the game's locked at 30, you're gonna get 60 now," and that's just not true either. That's built into the game code, and they
it has to have a frame rate. It has to have a frame rate cap in the options menu to disable or enable to see any games at a frame rate.
Yep.
If the frame rate obviously isn't hitting their target, so like BF4 for instance, it runs much better on Pro when boost mode because that game never got a Pro patch, so they have some of that overhead to actually keep that frame rate damn near locked to 60 now. Now it should have been at launch, really, which is good, But once again, they've confirmed that it just merely helps games designed to run at 60 stay there, and same for 30. It does not increase the graphics. It's there to help you get the frame rate the developer probably should have had the game running at anyway.
Yeah, it's literally just an optimization, so you can help use a little bit of extra power there to optimize it. That's it.
I think that's overstating it. It's not even optimization; it's just unlocking hardware that Sony had previously locked off for games.
Technically, at that point, it is a bit optimization because it is allowing it to, run at a little bit more optimized rate.
I would say it's just a hardware unlock. It allows you.
Let me ask something. Why would they lock it? Okay, because if you look at the Xbox One S, I can remember Phil Spencer going, "Yeah, it's not really any more powerful than the original Xbox One." And then later, you had the Gears head. What the hell's his name?
Rob Ferguson.
Rob Ferguson. Yeah, he's like, yeah, well, it actually is more powerful, et cetera, et cetera. And then Phil later had to come back and go, well, yeah, technically, like
he
it can't help out.
Blow this shit out of proportion.
Yeah.
Is what it was.
Yeah. So basically, that's what happened. What was it? You could get something like 11% increase or something like that
on
with the frames per second.
Yeah, on the GPU side, yeah.
Yeah, so you got and that was nothing, no unlock required, folks. Yeah, get an Xbox One S, games with unlocked frame rate or resolution, get a slight bump.
And Rainbow Six Siege on Xbox One has the same frame rate lock in the options. They can turn it off or on. So on Scorpio, that game will run at, who knows, some ungodly amount of frames if that game doesn't receive a patch, which it probably won't either, just like the Pro version. It's going to be much older by then. So, on Scorpio, Rainbow Six Siege would be running at fucking 200 FPS or some shit, not 110. Obviously I'm exaggerating, probably around 150.
Oh, no, you're getting videos made about you saying that you said 200 frames per second for Scorpio.
You just locked it in.
Just looking at video titles or thumbnails and assuming that they know what the fuck I think.
Yeah, can you believe Crapgamer said this? Can you believe Dealer Gamer said that? And I'm like, oh.
Can you believe I'm a grown man and I care about it?
That's what we already have locked in from Dealer now. If we don't see,
I'm just using that as an example. Using that as an example as to kind of, there's a lot more overhead in the Scorpio, obviously. So it has the same exact frame rate cap in the options menu. If you disable it on Scorpio, you're going to see the exact same thing because Phil Spencer, as Crap and I have already covered, confirmed the exact same thing for Scorpio. It's going to automatically boost those games to their maximum dynamic resolution and available frame rate. So if there's a cap at 60, it'll stay pinged at 60. If there's a cap unlock in the options, it will go beyond 60, much like Siege.
Yeah, and that'll probably be day one as well, and not have to wait for it.
Yeah, well, the
without
one
any
thing.
patch.
the one thing that you get the idea from Phil about is that the Xbox Scorpio is going to learn from the mistakes of the PS4 Pro. PS4 Pro launched, there wasn't a whole lot of support right out of the gate, a handful of titles. I think that, the fact that Phil told developers well in advance of Scorpio is only going to help out the gamers much more, and they should be commended for that because, like you said, we're going to get, and for those that don't know what was talked about, Phil said last year, he said, and he used Halo 4 or Halo 5 as an example. He said, that game wants to run at 1080p 60 frames per second, but it's coded to have dynamic resolution when needed when there's a lot of stuff going on. So obviously, if you play that game on Scorpio, it's going to be 1080p 60 frames per second. Hey, and we've got like 400 people watching and only 117 likes, so you fuckers should hit the like button because there's something wrong with that. Like, honestly,
well, I mean, the big part is that we already know that a good majority of the first-party titles are going to be optimized or have a patch for Scorpio to up-res or up the textures or whatever the case may be. I mean, that's just a fact. We already know how well it scales across numerous different types of PC hardware. I mean, all that stuff is going to work great right out of the box.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't.
Man,
yeah, go ahead.
You could touch on that Fallout Shelter thing real quick.
Oh yeah, so again, this is a really good topic to talk about as well. A lot of you people are like, UWP, what's that? UWP's not gonna help Xbox. Xbox stupid. UWP, that's just a buzzword like DirectX 12. That's like just my impersonation of some of the Sony fans. But
from the typing comments,
look, I have to be honest. Whenever I read like the majority of the PlayStation 4 fanboy comments, that's the voice I read them in. So just know that when you leave a comment, that's
I just hear Matt Damon.
I also hear that the Charlie Brown like parents thing, like womp 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 womp. Yes, okay. So UWP, folks.
That's what I hear every time you guys all talk about hardware.
I know. Hey, I told you, you hung up on me. I added 3 hardware topics just because you did that on Console Corner last night. Like, here I am having a good conversation on Console Corner. Next thing you know, She-Wolf is like, click. And I'm like, hello?
Thanks for saying it was they, bro. I appreciate that.
Okay, to GKB.
In my defense, I did say bye first.
Yeah, no. I was in the middle of talking. Next thing you know, and they're like, thanks for calling, crap. And I'm like, what? I was like, what happened? I just disconnected. I just was trying to be part of the cool kids crowd, but I guess I'm not allowed.
It was time for Foxy Deals.
Yeah, Foxy Deals. I supplanted her Foxy Deals because Crappy Deals are the next big thing, and that's gonna.
This is you can buy a copy of Division for $30.
Hey, I found a place where you can buy The Last Guardian for $59.99 still. Crappy deal. Crappy deal. Yes. See, I mean, it makes sense. I'm gonna, instead of finding good deals, I'm gonna find you bad deals on shit. Hey, I found you.
That's a crappy deal.
Exactly. I found you a PlayStation 4 Pro for $599.99. Get it? Jump on that shit. It's not gonna last long, folks. Oh shit! Fox is in the chat and she heard me.
Not gonna last long, folks.
Yeah,
If you drop this price, you better get on it now.
She's not happy. Sorry, Fox. Yeah. So where the hell? UWP, folks. Yes, we're back on topic. Yeah. So basically, Fallout Shelter is a UWP game. And so it runs, and it's a cross-buy or whatever on Windows 10 as well as Xbox One. And somebody asked the developer, hey, is this thing coming to PS4? And he's like, no, we didn't even make it for Xbox. It's a UWP thing, and that's just UWP just works with Xbox because UWP means it works across a platitude of platforms. So
yeah, exactly what it was is they were making a port for a Windows 10 phone. Because that's originally there's a phone game, and it just makes it so it scales up accordingly to PC or Xbox very easily.
Well, we had covered this several times, and we're not bragging about Fallout Shelter. It is a free game, but what we mean by cross-buy is when you download it, your save data transfers between PC and X1, right? Yep. When you do so, basically, they didn't have to code the Xbox One version. Just like the UWP apps had been hitting the store, all the free movie apps and all the stuff people are watching movies on. are basically PC apps that automatically pop up on Xbox because they were developed using UWP. And that's why people ask me, why is it so important? Because these are games now we're seeing using UWP where they didn't have to code it for Xbox. They made it for Windows 10 store, and it just worked.
Yep, all they had to do was use the latest dev kit, and you're done.
And maybe a little bit of coding, a tiny bit, so minimal that they said, fuck it, might as well make a little more money.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's just a very minimal amount. Look, this thing runs great. I mean, yeah, I know it's a free game. It's technically ready to run on cell phones, whatever. But I mean, I played it for a couple hours on the Xbox One, and I've been playing it on the PC and on my old Windows 10 phone, and have had no issues whatsoever across it.
At the very least, it is an extremely interesting case. One of the first real feasible examples of what this does in real world practice, and it's really awesome. We're seeing a lot of this on Scorpio. That's why it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and not only that, but I'll put it out there, right? Like the difference in hardware, right? Like going from an Xbox One to mid to high end range gaming PC to a low range cell phone, and it runs great across all of it.
And that's why they put Windows 10 on the box. It didn't just make the box faster. This was their goal, to make one copy, and it ran on PC and Xbox One across all variants of hardware, Scorpio and all this stuff. So, you know, that like I said, that's the number one reason they did Windows 10 kernel on Xbox One, and it's given us a lot of good effects already.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited and interested to see how this goes in the future. You know, it's same thing with like that Resident Evil stuff. That was one of those games as well. So it's definitely cool to see, you know, how this is going to affect Scorpio in the future and things like that. See you later, chicken spaghetti. You're taking off. But like it's really cool. And the UWP stuff, like a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's just the next buzzword. It's DirectX 12, all that kind of stuff. It's not. This is like legit stuff. I mean, Microsoft isn't stupid. You don't get to be like a $1 company by just like, you know, not being good at stuff. You know, kabillion. You know, they're very smart. They're an intelligent company. They think about the future. They want things running universally across their platforms. And that is how they're going to do it. And I think that it's proven that it's worked really well. And the funny part was I mean, it's not even really worth bragging about. It's a fucking phone game. But the saltiness that I saw from the comments and kind of like the oh shit factor makes it something that's worthwhile talking about, right? Like
I'll say that even though it's not like the technical aspect, like a big game to brag about, this is one of the biggest phone games to come out. Fallout's huge.
Yeah,
people love this game.
I see people playing it. I'm like, people are like, really? I'm really addicted to that. And I'm like, you guys, it was on phones. It was, you know, like it was.
The difference is now you can
on the Etch a Sketch in Walmart. You can play it there.
You can play it on your fucking Apple Watch or something. I don't know, but yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting.
It is. Sure. It's worth talking about just for the technology alone. UWP only encourages people to make games for either Windows 10 or X. They're making it for Windows 10 already. Oh, might as well get on an Xbox One, or vice versa. I mean, they can't lose with this. This is a first of its kind regarding making games and porting in this kind of ease. And Fallout Shelter is an exact example where they didn't even develop for Xbox One, but it just works. That's proof of itself right from Bethesda.
I mean, just that says it all. It just works. I mean, GKB, have you tried this game yet?
Yeah, I played it when it was on the phone and when they released it back then.
You put that RX 480 to work doing this bitch.
My freaking 480 was just fucking screaming on this game, bro.
Man, I'm actually pretty happy with this damn card. It runs pretty quiet,
awesome,
man.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, dude.
It's my first AMD card, and I've got to say they've come a long fucking way.
I'm currently pushing my 1070 here with the game, so.
So you getting like you getting 8K on that bitch or what? people think I hear this comment a lot. Like, why get 4K TVs when 8K is around the corner? They don't realize that 8K is for photo editing professionals and things. Like, you've got to zoom into like the poor, right?
If you're a professional editor or a movie editor or a movie studio,
it's like
8K is great.
8K. They need 8K, but the consumer does not even need necessarily even need 4K, depending on who you are and where your TV is and all that, right? So I don't think we'll see 8K TVs go mainstream. I really don't for a very long time.
Yeah, it'll be a long time.
What about you, She-Wolf? Have you played Fallout Shelter? I figured a good time to bring you back into the fray.
She's already asleep.
She's muted and she's talking. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. She's like, blah, 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 blah.
She's on the phone.
Blah. Oh, okay.
No, apparently I got muted somehow, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, you hit the mute
I'm
button.
like sitting here. No, I'm sitting here talking, and I'm like, wait, why can't they hear me?
I muted myself.
Apparently somehow, or my mic came loose. I don't know. But I was actually just reading like the Twitter, and it's like hashtag Valentine's in 3 words, and people are like, For Honor release, Sniper Elite 4.
What? Since when you motherfuckers been excited for Sniper Elite 4? Pre-order season pass was on Xbox. Is that when?
No. That's
not
Sniper Ghost Warrior 3.
Oh, that okay. See, that's exactly how much I do not care about that game.
Yeah. So, well, hey, you're not alone because Tim Dog, shout out to that dude. He was saying the same thing. He was like, yeah. He's like, Sniper
Elite 4
Sniper Elite 4, yeah. And Sniper Elite 4 actually threw a little bit of
yeah. I remember I had 3 and it ran pretty damn well, man.
Yeah, they're like, hey, when you pre-order Sniper Elite 4, no matter what platform, you get all the pre-order bonuses, right? Like they're just like, and I was like,
did they say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually went out there and said that. Yeah, and it's
That's
so
awesome.
funny because you don't.
They're
see
like, we're gonna
any of
compete our asses off against that other sniping game.
Yeah, that
Look at all
shitty
the
sniping
shit.
game. Like, hey, GKB, you
There's
played
no
that
real
shitty
competition.
sniping game. Yeah, how is it?
It's dog shit, man. Like, I think the gameplay, I think the gameplay is okay. It's fine. It's adequate, but like the graphics, everything, just
It's adequate.
it's just mediocre.
Alright,
Man.
It's
There's
a real
nothing-
game.
Yeah, you can walk around. I think they got names and stuff.
There's a drone. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
I think they got vehicles.
I think they're going to use GKB's quote. You should review a GKB, and they're just going to be like, GKB from Gamers Knows Best says it's dog shit. I mean,
In like the
funny, though.
quotations on the accolades trailer.
It's funny, though, because, like,
dog shit.
you're gonna bring out this game that clearly it's, it's funny though, you're gonna bring out 2 sniper games and one is not going to give the season pass to Xbox owners, and then you have another one that pretty much comes out and defends all gamers. Like, really, just by moral, which one would you choose? Just by moral stance.
That was a
Sniper,
really good decision on Sniper Elite 4's part to actually do that and jump in there and take advantage of that. Because not only have they reviewed better than pretty much, their last game reviewed better than all the Sniper Ghost Warrior games combined, probably.
Pretty much.
But it was just good marketing. They did it right. I think they did the right thing.
There is a good, strong contingent on Sniper Elite 4. I mean, I think it's interesting. But Phil Spencer, so if you guys don't know, we've talked about it a little bit last week. I've done a couple videos on this Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 game. They're the ones that were like, Xbone, no HDR for Xbone. We're not going to give the season pass free to Xbone owners. Just
And now
to keep
Xbone's like, no
PS4.
sales for Sniper Elite 4.
Yeah. So
Sniper
somebody
Ghost
brought that up to Phil Spencer, and Phil Spencer's like, I don't like that. I'm going to look into that shit. Well, he didn't say shit, but because he doesn't cuss. But I paraphrase. Don't go
What
running.
would you do if he just said fuck it one day? He's like, you know what? These little bitches, like, he just goes off on a tangent.
He's like, I mean, look, who knows? Like, we don't know Phil Spencer in real life. I mean, he comes across as a good guy, as, almost like Mormon-esque, where he doesn't cuss or,
Mormon.
take
I
painkillers.
actually just thought that today. I was like, I wonder if that dude's a Mormon.
Yeah, like
I
he
don't know
probably
why I
doesn't take
thought that.
painkillers or anything. And so, yeah, so I was thinking, I wonder if that's just sort of the act. And then him and Greeny show up to these guys,
Start
and with
punching
like,
people in the face
yeah,
and
they just start like smacking people
flipping
around.
tables over there. What the fuck, guys?
So no, you don't get any season pass on the Xbone, huh? And he starts like throwing shit off the desk. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, bitch? Who's the bitch now, right? Like, I could just imagine him
He's
doing
just like
that.
in there yelling.
I would have just, what I would have done? I would have just found a really big dog bone, engraved a friggin' Xbox symbol in it, and just dropped it on their desk.
Or throw an Xbox rock through the window. Now they get the point. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, yeah, like an Xbox logo on a rock.
Yeah, totally. I have a bunch of those outside, bro. It's
Yeah,
a
you
bunch of
throw it
rocks.
through
with
their
Xbox on it.
fucking, yeah, you throw it through a window. They're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, I think that would be. Don't actually anybody do that, folks. This is all hyperbole and jokes.
Crap Gamer
I'm
said.
just saying- Yes, Crap Gamer said. Actually, my fucking head hurts. I was like shaving my head today, right? Like, and I was like,
I don't
you
know
know,
if I want
like,
to go down this road, bro.
yeah, like a lot of people, so I was like, I was asking my brother, I was like, yo, how do people get their head like really shaved? Like, I was like, what do they use? And he's like, they just like bick it or something. So I was like, all right, I'll try that. So, and the main reason I wanted to do that is because lately I like looking a little bit intimidating when I'm out. And lately, like
so
these
you're
little
going like straight out bald.
well,
Oh,
yeah, it's
yeah.
like to look a little bit more intimidating. I mean, I even got more tattoos and stuff. I'm
The
trying to
funny
look a
thing
little bit more.
is, he keeps doing this, right? And anytime I go anywhere out with him, more and more people just talk to him more often.
Yeah, like old people.
Like, hey, can you walk me across the street? I just got a Nintendo.
That's
Exactly. They just talk to you. And usually, like before, back in the day, nobody talked. You know what I mean? They just kind of like when they saw me coming,
But
they go
people
the
are
other way.
learning that like people that look like bikers are actually usually the nicest people. So
I guess. So I was like, shaving my head, and I was like, go la la la, and then I look up, and I got fucking blood all coming down. I was like, holy shit, what happened? You know what
How
I mean?
menacing do
I
you look now with those little fucking like shaving band-aids?
Yeah, I got fucking nick. I didn't put any band-aids on it, man. I was just like, holy shit. And I was like,
March of your skull
you know what-
showing and shit.
the bad part was I put like what the hell, aftershave, and I put it on, and my fucking
Oh
head
my
was
God.
on fire.
Oh.
It was on fire. Yeah. I was like,
So
holy
why are
shit.
you why are you trying to Vin Diesel? Why are you trying to do this shit?
Yeah.
Just to look a little bit more badass, I think, like to stop the old folk from coming up to me and like,
So then
hey
why-
there.
why wouldn't you do this smart thing and go to a barber and ask them to do it for you?
Do they do that?
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
They'll do anything
Huh.
you want.
Not a hairdresser, a barber.
A
Go
barber.
to an actual barber and have them do it. They will do it.
A barber.
Yes,
Huh.
an actual
Yeah,
barber.
I'll have to remember
I
that.
was gonna tell him that, but I figured it'd be funnier just to sit there and watch him. No.
Troll hammer.
You think that would be less painful, huh? Because damn, my head hurts.
But they know how to do it, and they have the actual razors that are
Like a
supposed.
straight razor, not a bic.
Well, no, they have special Bics and stuff that are actually made for that.
Okay, I'm gonna have
You're not
to.
Google. You're on YouTube, but you don't.
Welcome to the
YouTube
Shavecast. For
Hey,
real.
well, you know what? I tried to, and it's like, and it was just like inconclusive, like shit that didn't look like it would work. So I don't really know, but
Here's your
yeah,
public
just-
service announcement. Don't do what Crap did.
yeah, you'll hurt your head. It does, it bothers me a little bit. Okay, I want to move back on since this is an actual gaming podcast. I know you guys like hearing a little bit of weird shit like that, but a couple of promotions at Xbox. Mikey Barra, God, please say this name right. Kareem Chahadri. He's the guy that said Scorpio is a monster in that promotional video, and you guys know who Mikey Barra is, hopefully. Yeah,
I don't know.
no, that's how you say his name. I'm almost sure. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, he famously stated that Scorpio was a quote-unquote monster, and as a development lead for the Kinect. Okay, that's not too bright, but still, he garnered some notoriety
Hey, to
talking
be
about
fair,
the whole monster
Kinect
thing.
was a pretty outstanding piece of hardware. Just
I
hardware
mean,
from a
yeah,
hardware
he crushed the
standpoint.
PlayStation camera in every single way in his defense.
Yeah, exactly. And apparently Microsoft thinks he's great, and now he's going to be heading up development at Xbox Software Engineering, where he will answer only to Phil Spencer himself. And then Mikey Barra, who I congratulated, and he's a cool guy. Like, that guy is really a cool guy. He's actually going to be doing some different things. He's like one of the people involved with the dashboard reassignment and the OS stuff like that. He was also the one that actually came out and did the whole backwards compatibility announcement at that E3, even though he wasn't really supposed to like drop that, like the way he did it. Like, others make you pay for that. You know what I mean? Like, that was all him. Like, that was always going to be like one of my favorite
So
moments.
is
that
he
guy's
in
pretty
charge of Scorpio now, kind of?
cool.
I mean,
heard
is he the guy? Like, is he Phil's kind of apprentice? He goes up to Phil. He's like, Phil, I really think we need like another 100 megahertz on the clock, and Phil's just like, do it.
Do it,
Do it.
yeah. Like, go ahead. Yeah, I mean, this
Yeah.
guy is pretty cool. He was previously the director of program management for Xbox. He was responsible for signing some of Xbox One's marquee games from Rise, Son of Rome, Sunset Overdrive, Gears of War, and so on. He then led the team that is responsible for creating end-to-end customer and development experiences across consoles, Windows PC, and Windows Mobile. His understanding is that he will continue in that role, but adds dashboard redesign and backwards compatibility to the official list. So these guys are now Microsoft executives. I think that's pretty cool, because I think in particular Mikey Barra is a very talented guy. And not only is he a talented guy, but I've interviewed him once. Like, and I kind of fanboyed out a little bit, and I usually don't do that shit. Like, he did a podcast, and that was before E3.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And
I
you
was
were
the only
trying to get all the
motherfucker that would,
information.
yeah, I was the only motherfucker that would ask him any decent information. And I was like, so, Mike, are you a Scorpio? And he was like, that was like before it was even announced. And he was just like, yeah, it was like fucking hilarious. But he's a really cool guy. Really listens to what the community's doing and stuff like that. Maybe a little bit too PC focused, but at the end of the day, he's like a console.
You know, that
dude.
could be a great thing, though, because I had heard that he was talking about Scorpio, and he said, trust me, I'm a PC gamer. I'm really into PC, and I'm not going to let basically any quirks happen with this console that I wouldn't want to see on PC, you know?
Yeah.
So 60
Well-
FPS and things, you know?
Well, I don't have the new dashboard, and apparently, like some of that other stuff leaked. Like that's not even the complete thing because the picture-in-picture stuff leaked, and
Yeah.
apparently that's some pretty cool stuff. But
I just got that new dash, man. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, the new dash is awesome.
and it doesn't.
I'm
You
not
know.
a big fan of it.
Okay, there we go. She-Wolf, the downer of the bunch today.
Wow, I'm not a downer.
I know. She-Wolf, what don't you like about the new dash?
Well, one, I went to the store and I couldn't get back to the stupid home page. He was laughing at me.
Button and shit and just going all over the place. I was like,
It
No,
sounds
I
like
wanna
it's an air between the
No,
the
when
person
you
and
press
the
your
controller.
home button, it should take you to your fucking home. Like, hello, that's what the button was for.
Hey, She-Wolf, they probably hire you at GameStop or GameSpot. You'd have to do a video where you couldn't do that.
How do I
because
get
then-
the settings?
Yeah.
can't get the settings.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't get the settings. It's too fucking difficult.
No, whenever you press the friggin' okay, the concept of it is neat, but like when you press your home button, it just brings up the guide to the side. Which, okay, yes, you can see your games and apps, you can see your home and your store and stuff. I get that. But when I press my home, I want to go back to like the main page. Like why?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's kind of stupid the way that they did it. Like instead of bringing up my home page, I have to do this whole side guide thing. So I pretty much have to like go to the side, then I have to go to the home, and then I'm back at the home page.
You know what?
Like
I
What?
I actually like it like that, but the only thing I will say that I think that it could use is maybe a better shortcut, sort of like how the 360 had it, where you could hit that and hit Y to go to the dash. It needs to be a
but
button
that's
that you
what
hit
the
in it.
freaking Xbox button was supposed to be for. That's what it was
I
put
mean,
in there
Yeah,
for.
I really don't know why they didn't just switch it from a double tap to the guide menu pops out and maybe make that a single and make a double go home, right? But
See,
instead,
that's what would have made sense. But
yeah,
if you
they took it out completely and now you got to go home
Yeah.
through the little pop out guide menu. Which
Well, I mean, it could, but I mean,
Well-
I think the one hit's still good to bring open the guide because it makes it quicker to go through there. But yeah, I do agree. The double tap should be go home.
what does a double tap do now? Does it do anything?
nothing, it just brings up that
They
guide.
should, they should make it double tap to go home. I just don't know what the fuck they were thinking there.
Well, I think
Yeah.
they're thinking like, you know, a lot of people would just go home to go to games and all that other stuff. Where
Well, let them
just
go home to
that-
go games, and those that want to do it the other way
I
can
like
do it
my
the other way.
dashboard. I like looking at my there's no purpose of actually having a dashboard now if you can just do everything from the guide. Like there's really not. What's the
I
point
mean,
of
that's
even
kind
having
of
your
their intention,
homepage?
but yeah, they got rid of that big active tile, the big main one, which you know I'm kind of on.
I like
Yeah,
the
you
big
know what?
one.
I
Like,
fucking
I
complain
don't
about
like
this,
the
right?
arrangement.
I did a video. I says Microsoft, and here's the thing. I heard that this new thing is going to be great when the picture-in-picture and stuff, everything comes to it, and somebody's Darth Vadering the fuck out of their mic. But yeah, I thought that it's going to be really.
They're still Darth Vader. The fuck out of their- Who is that?
Who the hell is that?
I don't know. I can hear it too.
Okay.
I hear it. I don't know.
She-Wolf.
You
What?
will. Stop eating the mic.
Back up from the mic.
Yeah. So
I'm not near the mic though.
It stopped all of a sudden somehow. I don't
He's
know.
like, I am your father.
I stop. All I do is stop playing. I was playing with the Xbox controller. I stopped playing with that.
okay.
That was
And
all
that
I
took a
did.
lot of
Sorry,
Yeah,
the
so
Darth
you were reading-
Vadering seems to be gone.
Okay.
If you
So
want
anyway,
Darth-
yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was definitely her.
Is that better?
It was a dainty breath. Yeah, so you could tell.
Dainty breath?
So yeah, so so anyway, I did a video. I was like, some of the uniqueness that was the Xbox One originally is kind of lost now, and people were like, no, it's stupid. It was clunky and all this stuff. And I agree, it was a little bit clunky. And I have heard that the new OS team or whatever, which I believe Mike is on, was like, man, we really inherited a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? And I get that it's a bit of a thing, but I don't know because I haven't actually tried it yet. I mean, I'm into the thing. I signed up for the thing. I just didn't get the update.
I mean, I get it that people that are in the dashboard program or the what is the insider program now it's called, Yeah, it
Well,
might
no,
be
it's
clunky to you, but to
alpha.
us, that I dropped out of the insider program because I just had a lot of problems. It is a beta after all. I said, "Fuck it," I want it to work perfectly, and it's not clunky at all to me. It's damn near perfect. Like I wouldn't damage control it if I like something better. Then I'm gonna say it. And the fact that they removed the active tile, I do not like because I like seeing that. I like being able to hit the guide button and see maybe my YouTube video playing while I'm on my dashboard. Even I can't do that anymore. And I get it. They did it for performance, right? It's apparently a lot faster, but still, I don't like that, and I don't like the fact that you have to open the guide menu to go back home. You should just be able to double tap it.
Damn right, RPG Gamer. Crap Gamer is like the newer season Peter Griffin. Stupid and just an asshole. That's right. I'm stupid, and I'm the biggest asshole around. You better believe
But
it.
you want to know what's funny about that? Is the whole world loves Peter Griffin.
They
Probably
do.
took that dude like a whole
Comparing
season just to come up with that.
I know, right? He's like
Peter Griffin.
He's like Peter Griffin, and come on. I mean, come on. At least come up with a better joke than that.
If you're gonna insult someone, don't use one of the biggest comedy.
We get it. Like newer
icons.
Family Guy episodes are falling off, but that was a stretch there.
Yeah, so I totally get it. Hey, over 450 watching. Thank you guys. Hit that like button because it means a lot. It helps out the channel. We're almost up to 200 likes, so I'd like to surpass that. So it doesn't take much to hit that fucking like button. Thank you.
Well, you're getting dislikes because Fox told everyone to dislike your video. So.
Oh, Fox. Et tu, Fox? Come on. I mean, really?
You dissed her Foxy deal, so yeah.
No,
she
no,
did.
I like Foxy deals. I just think that crappy deals makes the world go round. You know what I mean? Like that's just going to be the thing. But yeah, congrats to Mikey Barra and Kareem Chaudhry. Yeah, Chaudhry. Yes.
We're just gonna call him John for now.
Okay,
John. Good job.
So today I was like, Hellhammer was doing his typical trolling, and he's like, Sony released another great exclusive Neo, getting great reviews, and I was like, he goes, Xbone has nothing, and I'm like, they're getting Halo Wars 2 here in 10 days, and he's like, oh, I was confused because I haven't seen any fucking advertising for it. And I was like, okay.
No, if you want advertisement, you're gonna see it all on their new pretty controllers.
Yes, the new controllers, the herpes red and the blueberry.
And I think the new controllers are cool, right? Like that stuff's cool to an extent, but like obviously, if they're gonna spend all that money showing that stuff, at least show off some new games or show off the new games.
Yeah, I mean,
I actually heard Pinello talking about why they don't advertise these games, and he said basically a lot of their customer base is already on the box, and it's just so much. It's almost just as effective, according to him, to just advertise it on the box at almost no cost to them.
Yeah,
which is just dumb.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah,
you know
that's kind of stupid.
Because look, Microsoft spent the most advertising in December, and they sold 1.5 million consoles. If you advertise shit, it's probably going to sell. Yeah, She-Wolf is fine, Alan. We were just talking, talk hardware.
What's
I don't know.
I don't get it. I've been talking.
Yeah, I guess maybe he didn't hear or something. I don't know, but yeah, like. By the way, fucking Aaron Greenberg.
He's like, how come no one's talking? His volume's down.
Aaron Greenberg is like, the pre-orders are doing swell, and whatever that means. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Probably not.
I pre-ordered it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting it too. I'm getting it digital so that Hellhammer can have it too. I think that it's
don't give it to Hellhammer.
Hellhammer. Well, that's the point of game. That's the point of game sharing. I mean, to be fair, he did pony up and get some like Mafia 3 was all him, and
you guys haven't tried Resident Evil 7 yet, I'm guessing.
Not yet. I might get that here soon, but honestly, I just finished Watch Dogs 2 not too long ago, and that was a great fucking game. I'm not sure what I want to play. We've been playing Candleman, believe it or not.
How is that game? I keep seeing that
I like it.
game.
I thought it was really good.
I like it. I got to a part that's very fucking hard.
I've got all 1,000 gamer score off.
What type of game is it?
It's like a platformer, indie
puzzle platformer.
You're a candle.
So it's out on the X1 store right now.
Yeah, it's out right now. Actually, to be honest with you, it is really good. It's got kind of a cool story. Apparently, this was like a Chinese developed game originally, and then they brought it over here. But it is really good. Until you get to this part, and Hellhammer goes, "Hey, wait till you get to this one part, and then you're just gonna give up because you'll never beat it. and then he comes back, and I fucking get there, and I'm like, he goes, "Would you give up?" I was like, "Yeah, I got to that part, and I couldn't beat it." And I gave up. I was like,
I do it. When I was playing through it, I was just told that. I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, Crapgamer's not going to be able to beat this part. But then I got past that, and I was like, man, if he gets past that part by luck somehow, he's not going to get past this part.
Yeah, I don't fucking understand
So
it.
it's $14.99, and it says that it's an action-adventure story intertwined with low-light gaming.
Yeah.
Like
So
Candle
basically,
goes
yeah, you're a candle, and you only have so many flicks to like light up, and you got to light the other candles along the way, and you can light up quickly to see a certain part of the map or whatever, or the board. But if you use that so much, your candle goes out and you die.
So is
Yeah,
it like
this is
a side
acting as-
scroller like Unraveled or what?
This is
No,
more 3D.
kind of moves
Yeah,
around.
it's
in
3D. Yeah, it's kind of it's 3D, and there's a lot of like there's some puzzles and platforming, and it's very
It's very hard to kind of explain, but it is a very fun game.
It
actually.
says acting as a
I'm not sure.
little. Okay, so it says acting as a little candle who can only burn for 10 seconds.
It's a horrible candle.
You have to go through unsettling darkness with the challenging levels and a smoothly difficult curve. Struggle to overcome obstacles based on mechanics of light and shadow. Explore a wide range of enchanted environments and unravel the hidden treasures that you seek in the distant light.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the most descriptive description I've ever heard. Describes the difficulty curve and everything.
Yeah, it does. It gets different. At first, I'm just going right through a lot.
Crapgamer has not beaten this game. He can't get past level 4.
That's more or less accurate. I'm gonna go back and try. I just I wanted to take a little bit of a break. I actually started.
You'll never beat it.
I got back into State of Decay 1 as well, year 1 edition.
My dog got a frustration. Had to take a break.
Here's the thing: I grew up with platformers. That was my bread and butter. And now, I completely fucking suck. I can't play. I can't do anything on platformers.
What was your favorite platformer?
You know what? I really liked stuff like Mario and Sonic growing up.
I think most of us did, probably.
Yeah. So I mean, I really enjoyed those games, and now it's like just I don't know, just one of those
Just
situations.
awful.
Yeah, I mean, I like Banjo-Kazooie and all that kind of stuff. I just wish that I was better at this stuff now. Like, I totally suck. I'm just awful, terrible, fucking awful. Like, just garbage.
Crap?
Really.
Would you say crap?
Yes,
Are
I'm
you
fucking.
crap at
I'm actually fucking awful.
You're
at
crap,
it.
crap gamer.
Yes, I'm so shitty at it. And I don't understand why. Like, I wanted to beat this game. Hellhammer got all 1,000 gamer score on it. All 1,000.
Well, do you just have to beat the game to get 1,000 gamer score?
You have to light all the candles to get it too, which some of those are in like really tricky spots. You gotta like explore all around the
jump
area.
and then I fall off. He's like, yeah, it's fucking, it's not good. It's pretty fucking.
Well, you know what's funny? One of the comments about this game was playable, would recommend to younger gamers, not challenging or long enough.
Oh damn!
Damn crap.
Yeah, I know. Fucking suck. Awful. I should feel bad about myself. You know what makes me feel good though? Talking about the PS4 finally getting external hard drive support.
About fucking time.
Yeah, it's like, and here's the thing, you only get to use one at a time on there, and it taps out at 8 terabytes. So I guess if you had a 2 terabyte in your PS4, you could get up to 10, which is fine for most people. The problem is, like, I saw this on M4G, and this is the main problem that I have with the whole gaming situation this generation. Somebody brought up in the comment section on this article that, wow, it only supports 1? That's kind of lame. And somebody's like, when would you ever need more than 1 plugged in? And I look over, I'm like, I got fucking 2 plugged into my Xbox
Yeah, I've
One.
got 2 plugged into mine as well.
I'm like, I mean, people, maybe that's not what everybody has as far as game-wise, but, these games take up a lot of space. And the fact that they only allow one...
Even hard disks, you still have to have like some form of internal update or download. So, like, along with hard copies and physical or digital copies, no matter what, you're still taking up tons of space. And to not have, like, to start off with not having a hard drive that you could attach to begin with was just ridiculous. Because like who really only puts like say 2 or 3 games, and especially how most of these games are almost 50 to like 70 to 80 freaking gigs all by themselves. Like that's ridiculous.
And even more so because you own everything from now on forever, right? Like across all Xboxes. So that's what makes it really tricky, is because you're never starting over again, right? At least on Xbox. And even more so is with 4K coming. The HD texture pack in Fallout 4, I just downloaded it yesterday on
58
PC.
gigs.
Yeah, 50 something gigabytes just for new textures on Fallout 4. That's insane. So these games are going to get, and it's optional. Don't fret, people. You have a choice to download it or not, but it's massive.
What do you think about the? I mean, Scorpio obviously is going to get these high texture Fallout 4 packs. I mean, then you'd have to get Fallout 4, which I'm not really a fan of. But you know, do you think that they're going to get the high texture packs and stuff like that?
Absolutely. Well, Pro didn't, but we know it's because Pro doesn't have enough VRAM, according to developers. They're begging for more RAM before Pro was even out. But Scorpio has that 12 gig specifically for high resolution texture pack. So on 8 gigabytes of VRAM on my video card now, I haven't found a game that really uses all of that. So I think Scorpio will get that texture pack. It'll be optional if you want to download another 50 gig. It really does make a difference though. Like grass, it's not just certain items. They touched up the whole map. I mean, it's huge. Yeah. So
I heard it looks really good.
Yeah, I was checking it out today.
I actually want to check it out too. Like that's what I'm kind of interested to see. Like how these games look and stuff like that.
It's not like going to blow your mind. Like it's mainly to future-proof the game for like 4K resolution and stuff. But it improves grass across the whole map and everything's higher resolution. But it's not like a different game. Don't get me wrong. Like it's just a cherry on top, right? Yeah. For high resolution gaming in the future, I think they're going to take a long time before the next Elder Scrolls. So they're just building onto this as much as they can.
Yeah, I'm excited to see stuff like this. I would love to see like Gears 4 get an update like that, like if I were to still be playing Gears 4, but maybe I'll go back to it one day. I don't know. I'm kind of still salty about that whole stuff.
I think Gears 4 actually does have high-res textures in the PC version, which we already know is coming to Xbox Scorpio. So.
Yeah, but I mean, so they finally get, PS4 gets this, and the funny thing was, and I brought this up on BGST, they get this external hard drive support. And the first fucking article I see about it from Destructoid is like, praise Yoshida! PS4 gets external hard drive support.
Because they know all the fanboys that jump on it, bro.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And I wrote back, which is something I rarely do on Twitter. I was like, praise Yoshida, ? You know what I mean? It only took fucking almost 4 years before they got it. And that's like one of the most requested things. But hey, fucking hashtag for the players, right? Because praise Yoshida.
Hey, that just means that there will be another 4 to 5 years before they can change their names.
Oh, it's already been too long for that. You can only be fucking McLovin 4396
for 10 years straight so far.
Yeah, for fucking.
But when
when
they do it, social media is going to come out and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, it's a miracle! Jesus just touched Earth," because Sony got like.
Someone's like, hey, Dealer Gaming, have you actually checked to see what games are using the textures? Or are you just making these BS claims?
I don't know. Be more specific, bitch.
Oh, damn.
No, I just like, when people just like, I don't know. It's like, can't they phrase some questions a little bit better? Like, I don't mind interacting with the people in the chat. But fuck, at least phrase your stuff right.
I know, like seriously, like when I mentioned Forza Horizon 3, that uses 4K assets. It's confirmed by Playground Games. The PC version of Gears has, I do believe, slightly higher resolution textures. And as I just touched on Fallout 4, I've actually played it and downloaded it. So I really, I know it's hard. You were born with meth in your system, but, come on, stay with us here. Turn your volume up.
Meth, bro. Come on. Yes, meth isn't good for anybody at all. So it gives you like the shakes in your head. You'll start picking at yourself and your head will start bleeding. And I know a little something
You'll
about
have a sudden craving for Starburst.
hey. Okay. Neo running as low as 720p on the PS4 Pro. But hey, it's okay. Because performance over resolution now, guys. It's all about that performance, folks. Praise Yoshida. all about that performance. We don't care about resolution.
Well, it
anymore.
doesn't matter because it's on a PlayStation. So 720p is 1200 million p, by the way. On
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Hey,
So.
Noob Nukem, who is a funny dude, said something funny. He said something on Twitter today. He goes, pretty soon the PlayStation fanboys are going to get really excited just by hitting the power button. You're going to be like, you're going to see people go, I hit the power button and the thing turned on. Megaton. Woo! You know what I mean? And I'm just like, that's pretty accurate. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these PlayStation, yes, this is live, in fact. A lot of these PlayStation, is this live?
is the meth baby commenting again?
Like, we just answered his question, so he's like, "Yeah, is this live? Yes."
Holy shit! Am I in the future?
Is this real life? Yes. Yeah. So look, here's the thing. I forget what I was talking about completely. So
Noob Nukem.
Yes.
Somebody get this man a bag of Starbucks.
No, I went on a tangent, motherfucker. I was like, hey, I was talking about something else for a second, but yes, they get really excited and they change the fucking narrative at the drop of a hat. And that's the thing that bugs me the most.
And you can't deny that. I mean, the last 3.5 years is proof of the resolution and power argument. The number one reason, according to PSN surveys and third-party surveys, was power and resolution. We've all covered that for getting a PS4. And now it doesn't matter. And 720p doesn't matter. We haven't heard any negativity. No videos with Dustin Legary holding up 720p in a hand talking about Neo, right, on his thumbnail, right? So
hey, we had that, though, because I don't know if you remember or if you followed me at that point, Dealer, but I got in a little bit of a conflict with that guy, Destin Legary, about the whole resolution thing and all this stuff. And he goes, I got stuff to do. I'm not going to get in fanboy wars crap. And so I tweeted back a picture of him holding the 900p versus 1080p thing, right? I was like, sure you don't, bro. You know what I mean?
He's like, I got to go and pose for some more pictures.
You know, like, I mean, look. They all do that shit. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like that whole thing with Sniper Elite, going back to that. No major sites ran with it. Like, I fucking ran with it, and now people pick up on it, you know? And now it's like, this is stuff that these big sites should be talking about. That's news. Wouldn't people want to tune in to get that news? If you're an Xbox One owner, wouldn't you want to know that? I mean, sure. Some of us as the hardcore people, or maybe on YouTube or watch this podcast or whatever, might know about this stuff that's going on, right? But for the most part, people don't, you know, and so like they have such a wide audience, they should be covering this kind of stuff, you know, and they're not, and it's just really kind of shameful in my opinion, and it's kind of annoying, you know, with the narrative change and stuff like that. As far as the person in the chat box talking about Neo running as low as 720p on the PS4 Pro, it does 720p 60 frames. I mean, I get that it's optional. And you can do like 1080p.
720p 60 frames wasn't acceptable for Xbox One with Battlefront or Battlefield 4, or, you know, it wasn't acceptable. So why is it acceptable now? Except that's a lesser demanding game,
also,
right?
Let me throw this out here to somebody too. It's like as many 720p games Xbox has, it's kind of funny. Well, this is on you know, the supposedly much more powerful PlayStation.
And by the way, there's less than 10 AAA 720p games on Xbox One. So out of 500 or so.
Jamie Moran says on Twitter, gaff with Neo 720p on their 4K console, and then it's like the Simpson guy eating a lemon.
So he's sucking on a lemon.
Yeah, he's like, whoop.
Yeah, I love that fucking episode too. That's hilarious.
Boost mode.
Well, listen, I would just question, why is this okay now? Like that's my whole point. Like, why is this okay now? Why was and then people act like we were the ones that started this whole resolution gate stuff. That was never something Xbox fans started. That was something that NeoGAF started, that PlayStation fans started, and they ran with. And you can even look at articles. Again, Tim Dog pointed this article out that they were like, Star Wars Battlefront runs at 900p on PS4, blurry 720p on Xbox One. Like, that was legitimately the fucking title. And you see less and less of these now because Scorpio's coming, and they know what's going to happen is you're going to have to call it like it is, and that's Xbox.
Well, we want an article title talking about Neo blurry ass 720p on PlayStation 4 Pro.
You won't see that because what you see is options are great.
So even if you hate Xbox, even if you hate us, you have to admit that there was a double standard. There still is.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous.
There's a huge fucking double standard. And again, this is a different podcast than BGST, but I did do this video the other night pointing out how the media changes the narrative as far as the articles and stuff. And what I did was, because when I do my thumbnails for videos, I was like, you know what'll be a good idea and kind of like artsy. And Crapgamer never misses a chance to be artsy. So I was like, I'm gonna take these actual headlines from these articles and give them to people and put them on this thumbnail and people can read it. And here's some for the PS4 Pro. Listen, you won't be able to tell the difference between PS4 Pro games and proper 4K. Here's another one. How Sony PlayStation 4 Pro does 4K without delivering 4K. How Sony's PS4 Pro will deliver 4K resolution in games. PlayStation 4 Pro review. 4K gaming is here. And now here's some titles on Xbox Scorpio. Did Project Scorpio make itself irrelevant just by existing? Yes, this is for real. Xbox Project Scorpio. Will it really do 4K? Question mark. Here's another one. Doubts about Scorpio's 4K gaming chops. Here's another one. Why would you ever even buy a Project Scorpio? Question mark. Yes. Those are the things that we see, right?
So 4K gaming is here on that whack-ass Pro at 4.2 T-flops, but getting 6 T-flops with over 100 more gigabytes a second of memory bandwidth, do it on the Scorpio. I don't know. That's a good fucking question, Jimmy. You know, what a bunch of fucking idiots, man.
Like, that is for real stuff. And like, the funny thing is, like, that got a lot when I tweeted out the thumbnail. I'm like, look, it's like, and it's like, we could sit there and talk till we're fucking blue in the face, but at the end of the day, when people actually see the titles for these headlines, it's like a slap in the face. It's like, you can't deny this shit anymore. You literally can't deny it. And if you go, like, you guys go to this place called n4g.com. And again, I always state that N4G as a hub isn't a bad thing necessarily. It's a place where you can go to get all your gaming news. They just post articles up there. But earlier tonight, they had this article because it's like run by Sony fanboys, right? So they had this article talking about how a couple of PlayStation games had really kind of stunk it up. Gravity Rush and what the fuck was this other game? Not Neo, but it was fucking Gravity Rush and one of these other fucking games. Hold on one second, guys. I'm gonna fucking.
That's a common problem. What the fuck games came out?
Hold on. The Last Guardian and Gravity Rush 2 failed to move the needle for Sony. According to several recent sales reports, it seems that two of Sony's first-party PlayStation exclusives have sold very poorly. Yesterday, the PlayStation blog revealed the top-selling games for January. Ark Survival Evolved, topping the digital charts. Beyond that, concedes that both The Last Guardian and Gravity Rush 2 have not moved the needle. They didn't chart. It should also be noted that Last Guardian didn't feature in last month's PlayStation blog either, which reported December's best-selling games. But other games like Sleeping Dogs, The Last of Us Remastered, and Dying Light all were in there. So also, The Last Guardian didn't hit December's MPD either. So,
Jesus,
so this is the thing. Yeah,
out there. Holy shit.
Yeah. So that this is really an article that uses all those sources and stuff like that, and was originally approved on M4G because I commented on it. Then they fucking pulled the article.
Wow.
And that is the problem with M4G, right? Anything that is negative against PlayStation, they fucking pull it, and they'll be like, well, this is just rumor. But they'll let anybody run with a fucking rumor article about Scorpio getting downgraded or Xbox being sold off to Amazon. Like, there's a huge, there's like a huge fucking contingent of like Sony fanboys there, and they always approve the fucking bad Xbox games. Here's the #1 article on there. Microsoft can't save Xbox by themselves. That's the #1 hottest article going right now.
Saving. That's the best fucking part. Like, people are so stupid.
Yeah, that is the fucking #1 article on there. You can't believe that. You cannot make this shit up. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Like, when a console's outpacing both of the main consoles from the last generation, PS3 and 360, at the same point in their life cycle, it doesn't need saving. It's all the bull people tell themselves it's selling like shit, and they believe it. They don't look at the numbers. They're fucking morons.
Yeah, it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. And, that's the problem. One of the things that I have with the whole narrative with this generation, where everything PlayStation is fucking fantastic and everything Xbox is bad. Yes, Neo sold out on Amazon. Gotcha. But so did the fucking NES Mini. So did the
Wii
Switch.
U. So did the Wii U when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's all relative on what was available there. If they only have 20,000 copies, hooray, they sold 20,000 copies.
And they probably
You know
only
what I mean?
had 20,000 copies because those games do, as we just pointed out with The Last Guardian, 8 years worth of pre-orders backed up on that bitch, still didn't sell.
Yeah, I mean, look, are you guys, because I know there's some PlayStation fans that watch or whatever, and yeah, hit that like button if you're going to go ahead and stay in there. Look, if you're a PlayStation fan and you're going to throw all these lists and stuff like that, why don't you buy the games? You know, like buy the games if you're going to list them. Otherwise, stop fucking listing them because it makes no goddamn sense. You know, how many fucking times did I see Last Guardian and Gravity Rush and Nihon and Yakuza and these? Wait, is that Yakuza? That's how you say it. How many times did I see these in lists, and yet they're not selling for shit? You know what I mean?
That's the thing
People
people
wanna-
want to understand, man, is that those games never sell. But you know, it's like listing Fallout Shelter on a fucking list to me. It's like,
Yeah.
what's the
Hey,
point?
that's I'm gonna because I'm gonna do that. No, you know what I mean?
Might as
No,
well.
actually, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not gonna do that, but that's what they would do.
Mhm.
You know, like that's what they would do, and I think that's fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? Look, guy, good for Platinum or whoever. Team Ninja. They're the ones that did it. It
Yep.
took them 10 years to launch the game. If it's good, then it's good. It's not my type of game. I mean, you guys don't seem to understand that. It's like you sit there and will explain to me or us as Xbox fans, you're not into RTSs, so Halo Wars doesn't interest you. You're not interested in a pirate MMO type game, so Sea of Thieves doesn't interest you. You don't like Forza because you don't like the best racing games. You don't like Gears because you don't like the best third-person shooter. You don't like Halo because you don't like the best first-person shooter. So you guys will say that it's okay for you not to like these games for a reason, but we can sit there and say we don't like Souls-type games or we don't like Japanese RPGs or Japanese games in general, and we're lying.
All of us don't. I love Souls games.
I know you
And we
do.
get Dark Souls. We get Dark Souls. games
That's
over
just not my thing. Hey, I woke up fucking GKB.
What was everybody asking for right after Black Flag came out?
Pirate games.
Oh, a pirate game. So this is like the best part of Black Flag for a lot of people, and all of a sudden, no one wants it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're trying to say. GKB, like you like Souls games. So what about Neo? Are you getting that?
I played Neo actually. What they had that thing on the PS4. I didn't really like the graphics that much. I thought the gameplay, played like Souls. It did some stuff different and everything like that. Would I buy it? Probably not. I'd much rather play a Souls, Bloodborne, or something like that. But hey, to each his own. If they like it, it's cool.
Yeah, like I don't have a problem with again, people want to act like I have a fucking problem with it. I don't. Like if that's what you like, that's fine. But I just happen to think that these type of games are more for list wars or whatever, and they're not really.
Well, they're niche titles. Like, let's be honest here. I mean, even Gravity Rush 2, The Last Guardian, Neo, they're all niche games. I mean, you can even put like Dark Souls in there too. It's not like they sell like GTA 5 or anything like that. They're just for a certain gamer out there. And what did you expect? I didn't think Gravity Rush 2 or Last Guardian was going to sell millions and millions and millions or be a console seller. That's just crazy talk.
Or apparently they can't even sell a couple 100,000.
Yeah, they say that in the UK that Gravity Rush 2 sold less than 4 digits. So I mean, you can that's
So
pretty rough.
you're talking 9,000.
Yeah, I mean under 10,000. So yeah,
That's
interesting.
And that's in the UK. It's going to sell more over
Yeah.
there than it would in the States. Those games do really bad here. So
yeah. Well, that's what I said. Look, I'm not against those type of games. It's cool that it's really for that audience. Like I think that Sony, by being a Japanese company, gets a lot of the benefit of the doubt from the Japanese developers, and so they give them these games. They're not very expensive to make, and they team up with Sony because Sony is prevalent with the PS4 in Japan, whereas Xbox doesn't exist in Japan. So that's what you get. You're going to get games that are going to be ported to the PS4 over here. It's cheap to do, and they're going to have a better chance to sell. There's a larger install base there, and again, because they can put them and make money on them in Japan as well. So it's kind of a win-win situation for them to do that. It's not worth their time for the most part to put them on Xbox One. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if you're going to talk about the games, at least buy them. I get it that Xbox fans aren't exactly great at that either this generation, but I can personally say I've bought them all.
Yep, same here.
Like every single one of them.
I've actually bought 2 copies of Recore, by the way. I bought a digital copy and a physical copy, so
Yes, which means I too have a digital copy of Recore now, even though Hellhammer trolls me and calls it Rebor. I was like, Recore, and he's like, you mean Rebore or Quantum Flop? That's what he calls Quantum Break. I don't know why.
Hey, I'll actually come out and be the first person to say though that I actually didn't like Quantum Break. So.
Ah, man, I love Quantum Break. When's that Record DLC supposed to be coming with that other robot there?
They say this year.
I thought it was supposed to be in January, and I still haven't seen it.
It was supposed to be in winter, which, yeah.
Also, my main complaint about Record on the PC side is that the damn thing doesn't support ultra-wide monitors.
Well, they said they're looking into doing that stuff on Xbox as well. So hopefully they actually get to kind of do that or whatever. Okay, on to this rumor that I heard about. She-Wolf must be back. Rumor of
That wasn't
it's a
me.
rumor. No,
It wasn't me. I'm not even like I wasn't even near the mic. I was actually sitting back, just like looking at like stuff on my computer.
Now, you guys like Dealer, Hellhammer, and GKB, you guys would know about this stuff much more than me. It's a rumor of 2 gigs of DDR3 memory in Xbox Scorpio for OS to go along with the 12 gigs of GDDR5. Because a lot of people are assuming that there's going to be 12 gigs, but they'll use a couple of that for the OS. Somebody told me that they've also, in addition to the 12 gigs of GDDR5, that there's 2 gigs of DDR3 to help run the OS and all that kind of stuff. And that's why they kind of cut back on the with how much memory the Xbox One stuff takes up. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be the same OS. When they take out Snap and all that stuff, you don't need as much memory. And so if you guys don't know, the Xbox One, I think that only allows 5 gigs to be used for games, 5.5 gigs. So
yeah, the OS one, there's 3 operating systems on Xbox One, and collectively they're around 3.5 or 3, and maybe shrunk down to 3 by now with that new update of RAM taken up by that OS.
Yeah,
and I'm not buying this rumor for one because it's simply not necessary. 12 gigabytes. Yeah, let me put it into perspective for you real quick. Basically, right now, games running at 8K, like Shadow of Mordor, for instance, that game running at 8K uses 8 gigabytes of RAM. 8K. They do not need an extra 2 gigs of RAM because they can run whatever they want and still not use 12 or whatever it's going to be 9 gigabytes of VRAM by them probably.
Yeah, why would they use DDR3 anyway? I mean, at that point, they would just add like another DDR5.
Yeah, that's what I would have added there too. DDR3 is an outdated tech. Yeah, and if they're running anything that's a newer chip, it would be DDR4 to begin with. But yeah, Dealer is absolutely correct though. That's way too much it's way too overkill.
Yeah.
People forget damn console. Like I'm getting all these messages, people saying it's 9, really performing like 9 and this and that. And I'm like, man, just expect 6. That's plenty. I'm running 4K 30 settings on games right now with 5.2 T-flops on the PC. Just expect 6. 12 is more than enough. You're going to have 8 gigabytes at the least of VRAM. I'm not even coming close to touching that on PC right now with my 8 gig card. And I'm running stuff at 4K.
Yeah, I very rarely ever giving it close to the 8 gig mark on VRAM.
Yeah, and what do you even come close to 8 gigs on?
A lot of stuff.
Resident Evil 7 that's a lot, I think, right?
Yeah, a lot of it is actually, honestly, it's a lot of it's stuff with mods. So for graphic mods.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but
so I'm using a lot of VRAM.
They said that the only reason that uses a lot of VRAM is because the game is designed to basically just cram as much code in the VRAM as possible. It doesn't need it, but it helps to cram as much of the data in there as possible. Whereas other games like Arkham Knight just store textures and certain assets in there.
Yeah, I'm just like I said, I think the most I've ever hit is 6, and that's with me like loading the shit ton of texture updates and graphical mods and that sort of thing on like The Witcher or Skyrim or something similar like that. And mostly that's when I'm just trying to get a good looking screenshot for like a desktop wallpaper or something.
Yeah. so you guys are calling kind of bullshit on that then, huh?
Yeah,
it's simply not necessary. Why raise the price even more?
Yeah, you're looking at adding an additional $25 up to the price of the console and a bunch of extra hassle to code for it.
Yeah, at that point, like, why would they just not do DDR4 or GDR5? Another 2 gigs of that? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, well, no, that's why I asked you guys. I'm not like a tech person. I'm more of a I'm more of a derp person, you know.
A dirt person.
I just ask you guys questions and shit. You know what I mean? Like, what do you guys think about this?
I
'Cause
mean, yeah, I heard about it too, and it's like,
yeah. See,
it's not. It's just
Yeah,
not
people-
I'm not
necessary.
crazy.
People make getting overzealous with this stuff, right? Like it's gonna be powerful. It's not gonna be like a $2,000 gaming PC that you go out and build.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be whatever, but it doesn't need to be that because I'm running 6, 7, 8 teraflops on a PC is a big difference to running on a console where they know exactly what they're coding for versus a game that has to be coded to run on everything.
Yeah, I mean, if they code directly for it, there's no such thing as an ugly game on Scorpio. And that's the thing. People say we blow it out of proportion. We hype it up. No, I don't know how many of these rumors I've shot down or I don't report on them because they're bullshit, right? Like, it's fun to speculate, but it's like, we get enough shit. I try to keep it realistic. And people are like, how do you know? And it's like, well, I'm running way less power and I'm getting 4K 30 high settings. So
it's fun to speculate within reason, but when all of a sudden people are like, it's gonna have 24 threads and
I had to make
You run some video and stuff. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
By
you're
the
gonna
way,
be.
there's some leaks on AMD Ryzen CPU costs.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
prices.
It's like, there's an 8-core, 8-thread, meaning no hyper-threading for like $200, and of course Microsoft wouldn't pay that, but they're not getting 50% off of that probably. I mean, that's ridiculous. Like some of these discounts have been blown out of proportion. You can actually look into this. It's not 50% off.
Nope.
And even if it were, that's still $100. I mean, if they use it, that's awesome, and I want them to. But people were first off saying it was going to use the 8-core, 16-thread, $1,000 equivalent, and it's like, Jesus Christ, guys! Like,
the thing is that here's the thing too, right? Like a lot of these people or even people who don't understand hardware whatsoever, right? Because these are people.
Well, Microsoft got an exclusive contract with 70% off. Like somebody said that to me.
And these are the same people who also think that you need an i7 to game on.
Yeah.
Well, hey, to be
like,
fair, early on in the Xbox One's life, there was people like Mr. X and Parasite and those guys, and they wanted to spread bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, and I called them out for that. I was like, "There's no second GPU," and I can remember getting in an argument with Parasite on a podcast and telling him it's full of shit because he's like, "Wait till E3 and they're gonna flip the switch and the Xbox One, the base one's gonna be 5.5 teraflops and run VR." And I'm like, so Xbox's plan all along was to get the shit kicked out of it,
lose half of its customer base,
and then flip a switch and turn it on to the most powerful console. He's like,
gotcha. Who's like this guy? Like, I've heard this story, but I have no clue who this is.
He's like, the Pro is not to compete with PC or anything. The Pro is to compete with the base Xbox once they flip that switch.
Oh,
and
my
I remember
God.
thinking,
Yeah, bro,
you know what
you're
I mean?
crazy.
Like, yeah, I remember. I think you were. Did you watch that? Do you remember that GKB?
Yeah, man, I was like, what the hell is this guy? Even
Like, I tore that guy up. You know, that's why I don't do. That's why I don't.
Yeah, because
do
everyone was
it.
joking about like, are you gonna like open your Xbox and there's like a magic button that they'll be able to press?
Yeah, we flipped the
Huge thing.
switch, dude.
It's
Like Phil and all them are sitting back and being like, yeah, let's just take this beating for like a couple of years. And
It's
then
not like they had hardware tear downs in the first 5 days of the launch of the Xbox.
what's in it.
Yeah, so I mean, look, I like to keep things in perspective. I like to speculate as well and talk about things that I've heard.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sometimes that's fun.
Yeah.
But for the most part, just keep your stuff in expectation. You know what I mean? Like I still enough. I think I really do hope that they start hyping stuff up, and and getting some games announcements and things like that as well. Because I think as gamers, that's what we want most of all. It's like the games are the most important thing.
I don't think people have anything to worry about, man. Like I said, 5.2 T flops. I'm running 4K. I don't know, man. People watch these benchmarks with 8 times MSAA on 4K, stuff that's not even necessary. I don't even think you need AA on 1440p. To be honest, we're not sitting a foot off the monitor like a lot of PC
to be
guys
honest, like I mean, once you go over 1080 AA and that sort of stuff kind of goes out the door anyways. It kind of automatically does it itself.
Yeah, because the
Wow.
pixel.
So people watch those benchmark videos, and those are ultra preset video. That's why it says ultra preset. They hit a button and it automatically enables a bunch of pointless shit, like ridiculous amounts of anti-aliasing and all this stuff. And like, you can't run 4K with that. It's like, well, you just have never done it, so you don't understand. But you can. Trust me.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. I'm very interested to hear, and I usually get some information well before it gets out. So hopefully, I've been bugging people.
Get it,
I was like,
crap.
"You got
Get it, bro.
get any Scorpio information? Get any Scorpio information? Any Scorpio information?
Get some pictures,
Hey.
man.
Hey, did you get any Scorpio information or so? Oh my god! Like the funny thing is, like we could discuss it, but I could never show it. You know, what
absolutely
I mean? Like, yeah. Okay, so E3 open to the public for the first time ever this year.
Hell yeah.
I know that's it's not actually gaming related, sort of, but it is kind of cool. $150 gets you in early
How
bird.
is E3 not gaming related, bro?
Well, no, it is gamer related, but usually we're talking about hardware or games or whatever. This is like an event, but I think that's actually pretty cool. 150 if you get your tickets early, 250 like day of or whatever.
The 13th is when you can get it 150, and then any other day, if there's still tickets available, they'll be 250.
Things are gonna sell out day one.
Yeah, those things are gonna be sold fast. Like, I would actually like to go because.
But you have to remember that this is only for the floor and stuff. It's not actually for the conferences or anything like that.
Yeah, so you don't actually get into any of the conferences or.
But you can
anything.
try.
So-
You can still try FanFest.
Yeah, you can still try
I'm just
FanFest for
excited
the
to
game.
Just watch it all.
Did
on
they
demand.
even confirm anything for FanFest?
Aaron Greenberg tweeted out something. Somebody asked him about FanFest, and he tweeted out a meme that said something about because we're the best or some shit. So I'm thinking that means that FanFest is on. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully they got that stuff worked out. I remember it was kind of a debacle last year, and Tim was like, "Yeah, man, it was all fucked up, and people were drawing numbers out of a hat.
Yeah.
People were pissed off, and of course not Tim and them because those and Rand, all those guys got to, they're all pretty buddy. Here's the thing: if you shoe shine Phil Spencer's shoes, you will get into FanFest. And if you are friends with Mike Ibarra and his nickname is Daddy Ibarra, you will get into FanFest. So that's a couple ways that you can get in, and those are just jokes. People don't go running. Holy shit! Crapgamer just said this about Tim Dog and Rand. Oh my god! No, they're friendly with those guys. So it's true. They're good friends with them. So
Absolutely.
they obviously get to go in there or whatever. So get your guys' ticket. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty reasonable price too, because if you're
that is actually pretty reasonable.
If you're a outlet, I think it costs $1,000 or something.
Yeah,
right. Like,
I think it's a cool thing. I mean, I would actually be interested in going because I know some people who actually live like right around the corner from where they do it. Actually, and I could probably stay with them or whatever. But that's a lot of work to go to just walk on the floor or whatever and try out some games. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the type to just watch it on demand. See demos and interviews in my own time. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, I like tech and I like gaming and that sort of stuff. But I mean, look, that's like taking time off. That's taking time off work. That's taking time. Basically to go and pay for a plane ticket or whatever the case may be. If you live on the other coast or somewhere in between, I mean, that's just a lot of work to do to go to, like a day or two of a gaming festival, basically.
I will try to go at least once before I die in like 5 years. So
That
I'm
bucket
definitely
list.
going to try to go sometime.
I like this guy in the chat. Like, I like reading the chat today. He's like,
That's crazy, man.
It is. I mean, there's a lot of salt. He's like, Microsoft got y'all so hyped for 4K with no games. Xbox One S 4K Blu-ray player hype. Y'all better open up y'all eyes and see.
Y'all
what's
eyes.
going on.
Learn how to spell, motherfucker. And what did
okay.
you play for the first 3 years? God damn it, nothing.
Well, listen, right? So they're like, oh, well, it's got no games, right? Listen, the PS4. Hey, we got Next Gen in the chat too. What's up, Next Gen 720? Happy birthday, bro! 56.
Holy shit, it's his birthday? Holy
Happy birthday!
You know what? I said that on
56.
Twitter today, and people believed it. They're like, wow. They're like, damn, you're older than I thought. I was like, black don't crack, bro.
Black don't crack.
So yeah, what the fuck was I talking about?
Oh my god.
Starburst, bro.
I'm gonna go
Gotcha.
buy some Starburst today.
Gotcha. The fucking games thing. Okay, so the PS4 is where it's at, not because they had exclusives. They didn't have shit for the first few years. Nothing for the holidays, nothing. You're telling me people bought that thing for Knack and Killzone to launch? Xbox One had way more exclusives at launch and within the first few months than PS4. People bought the PS4 for a couple different reasons. It was cheaper. It was more powerful. There was all that bullshit with the DRM on the Xbox One and multi-platform games, most importantly.
Number one reason was resolution.
Yes. So if you have resolution and you have the most powerful console and you can play the multiplats better, that's going to sell your console. So you're going to get third-party games. That's what's good. So that's what's going to sell Scorpio.
And let's not discount the games that are already pretty much confirmed for this year, which by my count, there are more AAAs confirmed for this year than on PlayStation.
Well, see, that's actually something you have to really sit and think about is, a lot of people well, not a lot, but like you have a lot of Sony players that turn around and say that, we have no exclusives on Xbox. But in reality, like Sony releases their Asian style games at the beginning of the year. And yes, okay, there's a long list of your Asian style games. Kudos to you. But
Asian style.
your Asian, or I guess your anime style, whatever.
Anime style.
When it comes to the actual Xbox, they always release their games in the fall season. They always do. Like that's where their huge lineups always come. So chances are, like, there's so many games that we may not even know about that we're gonna find out at E3 about.
So Phil's already talking about that, so
exactly. So turning around and saying that there is no exclusives or lineups or anything like that on the Xbox One is really like there's no point to saying it because again, look at our fall year last year. We had like game after game after game after game that came out and. We had Recore, we had Forza, we had Gears, we had Dead Rising. Like we had games from August all the way down.
Even the beginning of the year, we had the exact same number of AAA. We had Quantum Break and they had Uncharted 4, and they haven't had anything AAA budget since Uncharted 4 last year. Almost a year.
Hey, don't tell them
Guardian.
Well,
that's not AAA, man.
AAA.
Yeah, that's not AAA. It's like more like a double.
They count that as their AAA game.
No,
fuck that. That ain't no AAA. It's already $39.
They'll count Fallout Shelter when it comes too.
Yeah. No, that game's not coming. It's exclusive. It's going on my list.
UWP.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a revised list. It's going to include Scalebound. It's all about Conan Exiles and Fallout Shelter. Xbox One, the only place you can get those. Rack them up. Hell yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that it's cool that it's going to be open. GKB She-Wolf, you guys heading out there?
We've been debating that all day today.
We keep going back and forth about it. The problem is, like, as much as we would love to go out, we have to buy 2 of everything. So it's not like just one person jumping on a plane and going out there. Both of us have to get plane tickets. Then we have to get a hotel. We have to get a car. We have to pay for food. And then it's, of course, the tickets to get in. And then, of course, we have to figure out the dogs. And we have to figure out the kids. And there's a lot of work around.
You guys should just do it. That way you can get yourself some extra data, do some live streams right from there.
Dude, I've been thinking about it.
Get some interviews, all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be cool. Because you guys
are you gonna pay for our plane tickets?
Just take out a second mortgage. It's no big deal.
Yeah, just ask Sony how to make up some extra money. Go sell a building or something.
Yoshida donate $29 to your E3.
Well, hey, nowadays. Like hell, kids are selling things. Like our daughter gets off the bus and she turns around and tells me, "Oh, I just got this bracelet." I'm like, "Where'd you get that?" And she's like, "Oh, a girl on my bus is selling them for 50 cents a piece."
Oh. Well.
I'm like, "Wow, okay." So now kids are selling and they're like 9 years old. It's like, wow, okay. So they're
little
getting
entrepreneurs. That's all that is. Nothing wrong with that.
But it's just we only have one income coming into this house, so it just makes things a lot harder to focus on. We would love to do it though, like don't get me wrong, I would love to be able to go out there and see all like the gamers that we know and get to actually see the games on the floor and games that are coming, and it would be amazing to go, but there's just so many other obstacles that are always in that way when you're trying to do something like that.
I can understand that. It's a long way away, especially if you're in Florida. Like, fuck.
You going, Crap?
No, hell no.
Come on, man. You should go, bro.
Yeah, I would have had to sell like 1 million T-shirts to make that shit up.
That's
what you guys actually does make it harder being in Florida, having to go to California. Like that's a long distance.
Yeah, what do we just
a long flight.
It was like 2,500 miles or something.
Do a GoFundMe or a Patreon or something. Like I'm sure like people would help cut it to some of the cost or whatever. If I ever went
doing that, bro.
Yeah, no.
If I ever went, that's what I do. But like the people would want to see it, man. I'd be like Crapgamer interviewing Yoshida. Fuck yeah. Dude, I'd be all up in Yoshida's shit. Like, hey Yoshida, what's up, bro? I'd ask him all kinds of hold on. I'd ask him all kinds of Xbox related questions, right? Just like, cause I think it'd be funny.
What do you think about the Xbox?
I would
What do you
ask
think
him,
about
hey,
the
what do you think about Nio? He'd be like, what the fuck is Nio?
I'd be like, hey, what's your favorite Halo game? He'd be like, well, who's this asshole? You know what I
Like
mean?
Halo
Like,
3? Of
Like, what the
course.
fuck is Gravity Rush?
Gravity Rush 2. Yes. Yeah, see, people are like, yes, crap. Interview Yoshida. That's what I'm talking about right
Well,
there.
see, crap. I guess you better start GoFunding and better get your ass out there.
Oh, look at this guy. He's like PlayStation 5 announcement at this year's E3, but no
Wow.
details until
That's
PSX.
not happening.
Like, seriously, where do you guys come up with this
Wouldn't
shit?
the PlayStation fans be really mad about the fact
I'd be
that two
fucking
consoles
pissed.
literally just released at the
Hey,
end
we
of
need
the
to start
year?
taking names. All these crackheads claiming PS5 announcement anytime within the next year.
Yeah,
Like
PS5
we all
announcement.
know that. Okay, so when it comes to the systems themselves, a lot of people are like, well, then shouldn't you guys be mad because the Scorpio's coming out when you just had the S? No, because the S is supposed to kind of just be more or less like the
It's a new
Xbox One
baseline. It's a
Slim.
new Xbox One. Yeah, I mean,
Well, yeah, it's like the Slim, where the 360 had like their Slim version. That's pretty much all it is. Where
that's
the Scorpio
literally
is
all it is. Yes.
well, and it has a couple new features. So
Well, I mean, obviously, right? Like the Xbox One or the Xbox 360S had Wi-Fi built into it, but we don't call it a new fucking console, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's
I
got
mean,
slight improvements, but it's just a Slim. Don't expect any more.
Basically, if Sony were to come out with any kind of announcement of a PlayStation 5 and people got excited about it, then you might as well just throw your money at Sony completely without even getting anything for it, right? Because they already basically hassled you out of your money for the PlayStation 4, then on the Pro, then on the VR headset, which has no support.
And they had
I
apparently
mean-
been working on the Pro for like 2 years. You think they're
Yeah.
just magically PS5? The two teleported? No. I mean, use common
well, no,
sense.
because wasn't their Pro pretty much supposed to be like their 5 kind of thing?
Well, maybe with Sony's poor engineering, maybe they could get a 5 out that fast.
No, they could. There's no chance.
Yeah.
There's literally no chance in the fact that I don't know if you're just trolling or what, but
Crap is
it's
the
not
white
happening.
hip hop gamer. What? I don't even have a WWE belt. You know, I'm not.
I got a WCW belt.
Yeah, I don't.
He doesn't have one. He has 3. Come on. What the hell?
Yeah, come on, guys. Let's keep it a little bit realistic here. I wasn't jumping up and down when Sony's like no DRM. You know, I think there's a huge difference there. But hey, props to anybody that
Remember
can do
that
the.
interview with that interview
Go
with
ahead.
Yoshida where he basically says, "Yes, there is DRM, but it's up to the developers." Do you remember that?
Yeah,
You can
Yeah.
Google this, and people act like Sony never had it. It blows my mind, dude.
yeah, they changed
I just
everything
gotta throw it
last
out
minute. Yeah, they like we used to cover that all the time on BGST. Like people are like they're so for the gamers and all this stuff. I'm like, look, they have all this DRM technology patented. They said that it was up to developers if they wanted to implement it on PS4. Where was all this bitching about anti-consumerism when the PS3 was the only one of the big 3 to do online passes for used games?
Yeah.
Right? Like even up to The Last of Us, that has an online pass in the game, 2013.
Yep.
So it's so funny that they stopped all that bullshit as soon as the PS4 was announced or whatever because they knew how bad it would make them look. But nobody brought that shit up anyway because they're Sony. That's the truth. They're fucking Sony, so nobody cares. Like Sony can get away with whatever the fuck they want, and nobody says dick about it because they're Sony. The White Knights of Gaming, ladies and gentlemen, and praise Yoshida. Praise Yoshida. Praise Yoshida.
Yoshida.
Okay, so this developer was talking about the Xbox Scorpio, and he said that devs might want to do exclusives on it. They might feel a little bit bad about not being able to take full advantage of it. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I think that everything's just going to have to play on both, and I think that like the UWP stuff is going to be a big reason.
I think my opinions on that has been that it's that these both this and probably the PlayStation Pro at some point. I'm not saying anytime soon, but some point, a year or 2, maybe 3 years down the road, there are going to be games that are exclusively for that, or they're going to be features that are exclusively on those, besides just a graphical update. I mean, that's just it has to be.
I agree, but I think it'll be 5 years. And the people saying, like, once again, God damn it, if you're impressed with PC gaming, there's no reason to think be down about what Scorpio is going to bring you because it's running PC ports. I mean, PC it obviously could go further if console generations as they get further along, right? But if you like what you see with The Witcher 3 or any game at Ultra, you could expect that with Scorpio, regardless of what resolution, obviously they can bring it down. But I'm just saying, people think it's going to be held back PC gaming, then you shouldn't really be afraid of it being held back. It's going to bring you those kind of visuals.
Yeah, that's the important part. It's like what people don't understand is you can have a $20,000 PC like Next Gen used to have, and you're still playing the same games that everyone else is playing. The only difference is you're going to be playing them and they're going to look a lot better.
Yep.
So you're not going to get, I remember arguing with somebody, and I brought this up a couple weeks ago on Twitter because they're like, I want destructible environments and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're not getting different gameplay. It's not a different fucking game. You're getting the same game. The only thing is it's going to look much, much better. And that's what people are going to have to just deal with. You're not going to get.
And what they don't understand is all that's built into the engine anyway. Like Battlefield 3 on 360 and Battlefield 3 on the PC, destructibility was ramped up further on the PC because it's all built into the engine. They can scale it up and down. It has nothing to do with the console. If it's got the power, they can run the technology. It's not like, oh, this has only got 6 teraflops, can't run destruction. They can activate or deactivate it. I mean,
yeah. Well, yeah. So, I mean, they should probably have some kind of option for what we're going to run it, right?
Hopefully.
Someone said She-Wolf is cutting her nails.
She is.
Wow. Somebody has really fucking good hearing.
I can hear it.
It's so funny because
I could hear him flying out of the nail clipper hitting the wall.
I'm like, oh my god, they're going back to hardware. So I'm just going to sit here and freaking... My fingernails got long, so I was clipping them and people actually heard it.
Wow.
That is so crazy.
She-Wolf is cutting her nails on Xbox Nation.
Toenails or fingernails? Which ones?
No, fingernails. I have really long fingernails, which people seem to like to point out in my videos.
Yeah. That is... Wow.
It's true. Crap pointed it out, when was it? A while ago? When was it? I don't know, a couple months ago.
Yeah. You were doing an unboxing or something.
Yeah, somebody
those are some pretty nails. She-Wolf.
Put the lotion on the skin.
He puts the lotion on the skin, or he gets the hose again. Yes, and I was like, that's creepy. You know what I mean? Really creepy. Fucking don't be creepy. I can understand people being idiots or being like, hey, you're a fat ass or whatever, but don't be creepy. Creepy is bad.
It's just so funny, though.
Yes,
I didn't think it was
bad.
that loud.
Oh, here's another topic. GameStop, I've been wanting to do this since last week, lying to consumers in order to push used game sales. They have this whole thing where you go in there. Yeah, you're like, hey, I want this new game. And they're like, we don't have any new copies. We only got these used copies but you can get this used copy for $54.99 instead of the new $59.99. It's like, okay, I'm not a big fan of GameStop. I mean, I don't want people to lose their jobs or anything, but I will say this. One time when I went to go buy Drive Club on PS4, the new version was on sale there for $19.99. The used version was $27.99. So, yeah, and then they tried to get me to buy the used version. I was like, I don't want the fucking used version. You know what I mean? I was like, why is the used version $7 more?
Being crushed by digital sales, man. They're fucking they're not gonna be around for too much longer, man.
When you got people like me doing digital, yeah, because I was one of those people, never digital. You know what I mean? I was like a kid in a fucking one of those high chairs, and they're trying to feed me some squash or something. Man, I don't want that shit. They're like, digital, crappy, digital. I'm like, no, digital. Now I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and get the digital. You know what I mean? It's easier. I don't got to fuck with discs. I wanted to play State of Decay Year 1, whatever. And I'm like, and I click it because I have it pinned, and it's like, please insert the disc. And I was like, son of a bitch.
Yep.
I was like, let me go dig out this fucking disc.
Yeah, everybody knows how GameStop is, right? I mean, I try to avoid it as much as possible because I've had numerous different bad experiences. I mean, basically, hell, the last time me and Crapgamer were there together, I went to go buy a game, and I put it up on the counter, right? And they're like, yeah, we don't have a copy of that game anymore.
Yeah, why the fuck do you have it on the counter then?
Yeah, literally, that goes right up on the shelf. I'm like, okay, why do you still have it listed that you have it then?
We knew we'd bring you over here asking about it. We could try to stay with Game Informers.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time too, right? And I'm always like, wow, like every time I go, like you can ask Crapgamer. Anytime I'm there with him and when I go to buy something, like I walk up to the thing, like and he's like standing in line behind me or something. I'm like sitting there like rolling my eyes at it the whole time when I do their little spiel.
I
Like,
swear,
I just tell him I can't read.
this has to be like only like this has to be like certain GameStops or something because like our GameStop does not do stuff like
who's
that.
your GameStop guy, Mike or whatever his name is?
Chris.
Chris, which
Chris.
is funny. It's funny
It
though
helps
because
though,
like
'cause I walk in there with like Negan with a fucking baseball bat, so they don't even fuck with me. They get down on one knee when we walk in there. So.
See, I'm hoping
wait, I
to
thought
look
you were
a
the
little,
governor. Why did we switch to meeting?
I'm hoping,
But
I'm
no,
hoping
like-
to look a little bit more intimidating. So when I go in there, then I'll try to sell me a bunch of bullshit.
Well, like for
Ooh,
instance,
that you
like
could do.
we've gone in and there was pre-owned copies, and we would be looking for trying to get one of the pre-owned copies of a game, and we would take it up, and he would tell us that there was a mistake or whatever. We don't actually have the pre-owned, and he would actually go and get a brand new copy and give us that at the pre-owned price when it was cheaper than buying it brand new.
Well, to
Well,
be
Well, that
fair,
sounds
like,
like
to be fair, like She-Wolf goes in there and just owns every fucking employee when they start talking about video games, and she's like, "No, you're fucking stupid and you're wrong, and here's why you're wrong." So
Are you serious?
yeah, she fucking
Yeah.
destroys them.
They are really
There-
stupid. Like
there-
they don't
there
know
was
about
this,
their own products.
There
No,
was
they
this
don't.
one girl. We had brought our one of the Xbox Ones into to trade in, and she turns around and she's like, "I have a quick question for you." She's like, "I can't seem to sync the controller to the Xbox. Is it broken?" I'm like, "Are you serious?"
She
I'm
goes in
like,
there, grabs that shit, and was like, "Here, this is how you fucking do it, you idiot."
I'm like, how are you trying to connect it? And she's like, "Well, I'm pressing the button and it's not turning on." I'm like, "You do know you have to press both sides of the both buttons to sync
That was probably
it,
the bitch
right?"
you get fired from GameSpot. Couldn't find the settings.
Where's the settings?
Oh my god! And then even the manager himself, I've even proven him wrong several times. One of them was when JD's controller came out. Oh no, it was Halo, because Locke's controller came out separately where you could actually buy it without buying the console, and he tried to tell me that you couldn't. And I told him you could, and then we got in this somewhat of an argument about
You're
it.
like, oh
and
no, he didn't. He definitely didn't.
Well,
This is what you do.
all the people who are at our GameStop are like big PlayStation marks.
Seems like
So-
all of them at all GameStops are almost.
Yeah, they're like super huge, right? Like the one of the guys who works there, I'm like acquaintance with him outside of like GameStop through like a friends of friends or whatever kind of thing. And the dude's like the biggest PlayStation fan ever.
Yeah, he's that dude
like-
we went to get Halo 4 years ago at the midnight release, and it was like the same day as the fuck was that?
Little Big Planet karting.
Karting. And so he's like, "Who's here for Halo 4?" And everybody's like, "Yeah." There's like 150 people there, and I was like, "I'm here for Little Big Planet Karting." And he's like, "Really?" And I said,
Hey,
"No."
crap. Question. Somebody's asking in the chat, where can they buy your T-shirt where you're peeing on the PlayStation 4?
The link is in the description. It's like right there. It's like Crapgamer merch, pissing on a PS4. That's a very popular item, by the way. Crapgamer pissing on the PS4 is a very popular item. Dealer, you should get Jay Williams to make you up some shirts and shit, man.
I think you did make one, but I just don't. I don't look to make any money off any of that. I don't even put.
Well, you don't
fucking-
make anything. You don't make anything off that.
You
but
don't
it's
make
just
any
like people-
real money, but
Yeah.
I'm saying it is.
Yeah, it's like $1.50 or something. Most people buy stickers, right? It's like, you made a sale, and you check it as fucking stickers. Like, really? Okay, man, you cheap fucks. Like stickers, no.
Well,
buy a shirt.
$28 for a friggin' T-shirt, it's,
Or buy a
it is
mug.
It's
little
like $30
expensive.
for a t-shirt by the time
Yeah,
it's done.
somebody
Well,
bought
there
a
you go,
hoodie. A
see?
hoodie. Yeah.
Like $50 for a hoodie.
Yeah, somebody has
That's dropping
MNC
big bucks over
mornings.
there,
Huh? Somebody, yeah, Papa Woody. Shout out to you. He's got a couple of MNC mornings and a Xbox Nation. Good job, man. That
Yeah.
MNC morning is going to be a collector's item one day. Watch.
I'm still waiting on my contract.
Yeah, I don't know. They say wait and wish in one hand, shit in the other, and see which piles up faster. I don't know. So hold on. Good one, Craig.
I was gonna say, I
Fucking
swear, you make a joke and then you pause to see if anyone's gonna laugh. And then
Yeah, I'm waiting for all you motherfuckers to laugh. Like, come on. Voodoo.
I live with She-Wolf, so I'm not gonna laugh at
Yeah,
it.
you're gonna go to McDonald's on that one, bro. I know.
Throw a toenail clipping to that.
Yeah, no shit.
It was fingernails, not toenails.
That reminds me of an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah, let's not.
Oh my god. Buffy goes crazy and actually picks up the toenails.
I love that episode. It's funny as hell. Voodoo Vince Remastered, Phantom Dust, and Halo Wars 2 are all coming. And we talked about Halo Wars 2 marketing earlier, but supposedly Phantom Dust and Voodoo Vince are coming very soon. And we have no marketing, no release dates, no nothing. What the hell, Microsoft? Like, fuck.
Well, yeah, that's because Microsoft
Phil
is in the business of marketing anything now.
Phil Spencer came out saying he was playing Voodoo Vince. So.
Oh yeah, he played it great, but he was talking about playing Scorpio shit too. But Scorpio
How's
at the
anybody
end
else
of
gonna
the
see
year.
it?
Yeah, like come on, like where are these games coming out? They're supposed to come out soon. At least give us a fucking like release general window or something. Like, come on, right?
Like Red Dead sometime in the next couple of years.
Yeah. So, also good way to cover that too. Red Dead Redemption confirmed for release between October 2017 and September 2018. Like, fuck.
That's a pretty long release date.
That is like the okay, well,
The biggest troll ever.
yeah, October 2017 to September of 2018, it's going to be in there somewhere. I can almost guarantee it's not coming out.
They probably, I know it's Rockstar, but who knows? They're probably scoping the field, seeing what's coming out both years.
Yeah.
I'll know by E3.
Yeah, well, I would think that. Well, I don't really think that fucking.
They can drop that shit anytime, and it's gonna sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to think that September 2018 is going to be the more correct.
I don't know if
one
I've heard
because
of
Rockstar.
a release window that big.
That's huge.
A little crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just wish that they would just market some like these. Like Sony is all like, hey, we're getting this remaster or this remake or whatever.
We're getting Life of Black Panther.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a great game, $9.99. It's free on your phone, but we prefer you pay us $9.99 to get it on your PS4. Look at these fantastic fucking graphics.
60 FPS.
You like nostalgia, 60 FPS, but it looks like a PS1 game. But hell, who cares, right? Like nobody's gonna fucking bitch about it. But yeah, like I just wish that they would just tell us when these fucking games are coming out. Like supposedly people are playing them. They're gonna come out within the next couple months. But we have no release date, no nothing. I get that they're not big AAA, so they probably don't really care.
I think it's all about what they're expecting what the return's going to be on it, crap, and I just don't see them throwing any kind of money at this. You're probably just going to get like some tweet or some post somewhere and being like, "Hey, they're out, guys."
There's your marketing crap. Somebody, whenever you guys see them talk about one of these games, just tweet me and be like, "There's your marketing crap."
Well, people think Microsoft is so worried about sales, but that shows you that they're not. Like they must not be doing too badly if they're not even marketing because obviously they're not stupid. Like they dominated the 360 generation, right? And software sales and all this shit. And they did plenty of marketing, but they know when they need to do it and apparently when they don't. And just like Record, they launched it at $40, knowing that it probably didn't cost too much to make, and they knew it probably wouldn't sell a whole crap ton. And it is what it is to them. Like, here it is. Enjoy.
Yeah, take it or leave it. Hopefully they do something more with that. Although fucking finding all the cores, that was a little bit annoying. Get so many cores to fucking advance or whatever. I was like,
I still haven't even beat that game yet. So
I really think they're just saving everything for like the Scorpio launch, man. They're just getting everything together for that, bro, and just blowing it out.
I think so too. I just wish they'd give us a little bit of hype right now. Just a little something like I get like State of Decay 2 is like, stay tuned for E3. We're gonna drop our release date, and I'm like, that's cool. Well, we kind of figured that.
Well, you think back to even last year, they don't really hype shit up in February, really.
Nah.
When did they start last year? March?
That's what I thought. March.
It's always closer to E3, I know it should be even closer this year because of the reveal of Scorpio. So
it's usually
I'm hoping, man.
Stuff starts coming out like during their builder conference and GDC and all that kind of stuff. So that's gonna be coming up here soon. So you start seeing
Jesus, we're still retaining over 400 people. Hit the like button. We're close to 300 people liking this video.
Close to
You
300.
guys need to hit the like button and stuff, man. We appreciate you guys rocking out with us. Like, you got a fucking hell of an audience tonight. Sure, we had some trolls, but for the most part, you guys are pretty tame, pretty nice. Keep it good.
It definitely ain't that hard to hit the like button.
Yeah, like seriously, like shit. Hit the like button and show some love. Oh yeah, Cuphead. That's gonna come out this year. I'm kind of excited for that. Although I'll probably give up on that because
I don't see you getting too far on that, bro.
Yeah. I know, right? I'm
Yeah,
still
Crap
buying
Gamer-
that shit though.
Crapgamer's pre-giving up on it already by like I give it by the third level. The third
I'll play
level.
for like 10 minutes and we're gonna see how
Yeah.
it goes.
Oh, here, Genesis fan says Zaire says Microsoft should not show indies at E3. They're going to show in. They're going to
Everyone's
show
gonna
indies.
show them.
That you have to.
Yeah.
And
I
look,
think you used to have to have them at the beginning, but now it's like less important than ever, in my opinion.
well, here's the thing: Sony can get away with not showing them, but Microsoft can't because they're Microsoft. I mean, that's how it is. That's how I feel.
How did you feel when they showed Minecraft off again for like 15 minutes?
I fucking hated it.
Yeah,
I was
exactly. Like
I
keep
was like-
that shit off the stage.
Yeah, I would like to keep like the Minecraft, but I do like some of the games. I admit I do kind of like I'm starting to enjoy some of the indies. I didn't mind them showing Inside. I kind of like that. This
Hello.
Candle, yeah,
All those, man. Like they show
yeah.
off.
This Candleman game is pretty good. Like, you know, I think you got to show a good mix because there's not as many double A's, and triple A's are are a little bit different or whatever. So, you know, it's like we get triple A's or indies now. So I would like Reprobate says Neo sold around 9,000 copies. I wouldn't doubt that but people are flipping out saying they sold a shit ton because Amazon sold out or something. 9 likes away from 300 likes, guys.
Like
so
we said, the
close.
Wii U sold out on Amazon too. Right?
Yes, the Wii U, the Switch.
I
Yeah.
can't wait for the Switch, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited. A lot of people Switch pre-orders got canceled at GameStop.
Well, yeah, they oversold.
So we don't have any new Switches. We got a bunch of used ones.
Yeah, we got some used Switches for
That's some used ones,
$600. That's a crappy deal. Switches are normally $299, but we got some used Switches for $599.
Right now, we'll scratch the shit out of the screens.
That shit happened to my Wii U. The fucking screen got so scratched up, I sent it in. I was like, "Fuck, this thing scratches like hell." Now I got
What the hell are you playing with, butter knife?
Yeah. Seriously.
Dude, I didn't even hardly fucking play the thing. It was just like,
Yeah, he was like sitting there like stabbing at the screen. He was
okay,
like,
you know, he's probably
"Oh."
right. I used to wear out the 360 controller.
You got sheeple fingernails over there playing on the.
Right?
Like the fun thing was like on the 360, I used to fucking press into the thumbstick so much it'd get like controller drift really easily and shit.
Yeah.
So I think that was fucking like, yeah, I'm glad that they fixed that shit with the Xbox.
Yeah, I
One.
used to have to keep a supply of 360 controller parts in order to keep those things running.
Controllers.
Yeah, wait, you know what? I have fun with that shit. It's like, you know, it kind of is what it is. Let's see. I got Project Cars 2 announced coming spring 2017. Whoop-de-doo. Anybody got any thoughts on Project Cars?
I think we
Nah.
covered Project Cars.
Yeah, I think we
No,
covered
Project
that
Cars
last time.
2.
Yeah, well, they are overhauling.
Well,
the
hey, they
physics
gave
of car
everybody
modeling.
Project Cars 1 for free on next.
We haven't got it yet, though. I'm
No, on
looking.
the 15th of Games of Gold. It's gonna.
Yeah, I
be
want
free.
everyone to play like an hour of Forza Motorsport, and then go find that exact same car you were using, probably a race car because they don't really have many production cars, and use it in Project Cars and tell me which one has real world physics and weight behind them.
Yeah.
Only one of them. It's a pretty easy choice.
I have a feeling I know which one's going to win.
There's a few delusional fans out there that say Project Cars is better. Like, man, you've never driven a real car, I guess, because those things weigh about 3,500 pounds on average. So
Yeah, and they handle like shit, just like the Gran Turismo cars handle like shit. Beam announced that the Xbox app is coming this winter. And
God,
somebody
that's
pointed out,
forever.
yeah, somebody pointed out that winter ends like March 20th or something, so it's not that far away. And they're like soon. So
Well, are they talking about technically winter we're in now, or the winter that starts in
next year.
fall?
this
Like,
winter,
it's kind of.
Yeah, it's a
this
little vague.
winter.
But technically, this winter could still be the winter that's supposed to be coming because
No, it's the winter that we're
technically the
in.
winter. Where does it say that though? See, technically, we're in the winter of 2016 right now. So if it's
Technically,
this winter, then technically it's the winter of 2017.
Technically, no, we're getting it this year before March.
We're getting it in a few
Are you
months, so
sure?
basically.
I'm positive we're getting it before March, but I just thought that.
So
that was,
if you're not, I want a video done.
fine. I'll be like, She-Wolf was right. I'll even fucking admit that. I'll be like, She-Wolf was right. Beam was coming next fucking holiday. There.
Yeah, it's extremely close.
Exactly. Cody app is coming to Xbox One. I think this probably makes GKB and She-Wolf happy, right?
Yeah, I use the shit out of Cody. So.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love Cody.
What is that?
It is our.
Pirate.
Well, it has a legitimate purpose besides
I
that.
was gonna say, like, you can
Like,
stream.
Nobody uses it for the legitimate purposes. Get out of here. Ho-ho.
No,
Oh, some people probably do.
Okay,
it's
four
pretty much a
people.
way that you can watch like any like TV shows, movies, anything without having to like actually.
They got several apps like that already on Xbox.
Yeah, but see what's great about Kodi though is you can watch like they actually get like not streams. They'll have like downloads and stuff like that where people have already uploaded videos for that's actually in theaters like right at that time, and you can watch it like the same day it releases in theaters, but on your couch.
It's really weird the legalities of that because it's not exactly legal. I don't know how that would even stay on the market.
You would think so, but it's done. And
Well, the app
shut
itself
down.
doesn't do it. It's like people have to like add all those onto it. So
It's
Yeah,
just like
it
it
is add-ons.
just links you.
Yeah, it's like those emulators, like those like Nintendo emulators and shit, right? It's like
yeah.
the
You can
app
use the
itself
emulator,
is
you can
legal.
ROMs.
Yeah, but the ROMs, that's a different story. You know, it's like, you know, you can sell somebody I don't know, something. I'm not good at these fucking fucking booches. God damn it.
There's a lot of good ones though on there that you can actually like watch all different types of like shows and movies and all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting, and it's just it saves money instead of having to buy cable. So
Yeah, well, no, I think it's cool. So that's why I brought that up. I added that one late. And then the last thing I want to cover, NPD tomorrow.
Oh shit.
What's the predictions going around, man? I got Xbox One winning it. You can lock that shit in. That's the lock of the year, folks. Crapgamer says it right here, right now. Xbox One took it.
I don't give a shit.
Won it.
I don't give a
know.
shit about sales, but I'm
I
always
know.
gonna go with Team Green. So
Yeah, GKB's Team Green. Let's go.
I'm
High
gonna go
five.
with PlayStation just because you
God
said
damn it.
Xbox.
Yeah, I was gonna say PlayStation as well. They pretty much have it.
Yeah. Oh, fuck you guys. Come on. What about you, dealer? Are you Team Green, bro?
Well, I mean, that's a part of the year where that one AAA comes out, so I think a lot of people went PlayStation. They're getting it for Horizon. Remember, you buy one AAA game pretty
Yeah,
much
I
a
do.
year. I mean, Gran
But
Turismo
everybody's
4
already got PlayStation 4, right? Come on, man. They've sold like 90 million of them things already.
Oh, no, it's 180 million now. Remember?
Yeah, 180 million. Yeah, every time.
It's
I
got
fucking-
9 teraflops.
Xbone's only sold 1 million so far.
Xbone, you motherfucker.
I think it was 1 million. What was it? No, it wasn't 1 million. It was like, what did they say? 8? Yeah, 8 of them out there. So
Yeah.
it's doing great. Doing great.
It's so- every time.
There's 8 of them out there, but there's about 100 different controller variants, so we got that going for us.
every
Well, they're
time.
selling off the Xbox division and just selling controllers full time now.
We got this fucking. Every time an Xbox sells, an angel loses its wing. So keep that in mind, folks. Don't buy an Xbox. That's a little tip from your boy Crapgamer. And with that, we covered every topic, surprisingly, in like 2 hours. We're gonna go ahead and close out the show. GKB, what do you got going on, brother?
what's going on, dude? I'm dropping some videos, being on some podcasts. Gonna play some games with some cars and some characters with some names, I think. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube at Gamers Knows Best. Gonna be on the Shop Podcast on Saturday, so that's what's going on.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. What about you, She-Wolf? What do you got going on?
You know, it's kind of funny. You've been trying to get all of us to laugh like all night, and GKB says like just one quick little rhyme up
Oh,
thing,
wow.
and Hellhammer just cracks up
Are we
laughing.
doing this right now? Are we doing?
Yeah, it was funny.
You drinking that haterade, she will.
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
Somebody
I get
has
comments all the
to.
time how funny I am and shit. Like, I told this one joke about. I told a joke. I said, yeah, I was busy taking a Cerny, and instead of a
That's
shit,
pretty funny.
nobody in the fucking podcast. I got like 10 messages. Like, you had me cracking up with that taking a Cerny crap, and I was like, yeah, you motherfuckers are right. That was funny. I'm a funny motherfucker. Fuck all you guys that don't think I'm funny. I'm hilarious, man. You try and do this shit.
Well,
I mean, it could be-
I'm glad you have to try to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the king of damage control. I can damage control myself just as good as Xbox. So there.
Alrighty.
What
He said, "Alrighty, shut the fuck up."
what game are you? Are we playing this weekend?
She don't know.
I wanted to play Gigantic, but apparently nobody wants to play
Like
it.
5
so-
people that could play that. Like,
Yeah, I think there's only like 5 people
people.
total who play that game. So
yeah.
Shut up.
It's not bad. This stuff.
She
Glad
won't
they
stop
wasted
that.
a section of B3 to show it off to
So
everyone.
I
Hell
don't know what to
yeah.
play. Like, I don't know. We have Call of Duties, we have Destinies,
Hey, we can play Doom.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's cursed.
okay,
though.
so
Hey,
let's-
I actually do
try
have Doom
Hey,
now.
it's a
So
new year. It's a new year. So let's try
it's
Doom.
cursed. I'm telling you, it's fucking
Yes.
cursed.
We are going to play Doom. We are going
All right. So
Yeah.
we'll be giving you the next game we'll be playing because I know that shit's cursed and we're not gonna have it.
We are going to play Doom, so be ready, guys.
Okay, what's the
Titan-
backup?
It's a
Titanfall
new
2.
year. Yeah. Okay. What?
Titanfall 2, yes.
That can be backed up.
That is a great game. Hellheimer, what do you got going on, bro?
nothing.
Nothing. That about sums it up, folks. Nothing. Dealer, what do you got going on, man? I know you're a busy guy too, man. I see you on Next Gen's podcast yesterday, and you got some videos dropping and stuff like that. What do you got going on, man?
Man, the last video was about E3. In all these podcasts we kind of cover it, but yeah, if you want to take on some things, go ahead and check that out at Dealer Gaming. Follow me on Twitter at Dealer_Gaming. And thanks for all the support. We're getting closer to 10,000 subscribers. So
That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah, man, break that shit out.
Yeah.
You'll once it gets around the E3, everybody's sub count goes up. Not everybody's gets fucked around like I do tonight. But yeah, so remember, guys, it's not goodbye. It's just till next time. Be good to each other. Keep it Xbox. Rack 'em up.